All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour one of John and Jim. We're with you for the next 4 hours. The losing streak is over, and Kevin Acee will join us coming up at 5 p.m. We'll hear from Mike Schild, and we're going to hear from Fernando Tatis Jr., even Ryan O'Hearn, who was a big part of the offense in that 5-1 win. And, we spent all day yesterday, Jim, saying you got to win the game. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong.
What's wrong?
Continue what you were going to say.
No, now you have me off topic. And we're 2 seconds into the show. I want to murder you.
Because it's funny because we're gearing up to talk about last night's game. We did this on the wrap-up show last night. And I'm sure we were going to get to that. But I started thinking about the most exciting part of last night's game was the fans running on the field. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
No. Well, it's not that I'm glad you went there right now, but here's what I want to say. This is a controversial take that you barked back at last night, which I agree, and I agree with everything you said. This is what I'm actually going to say. And I'm honestly arguing with myself because I said like a week ago, all that matters is winning, right? You're 2 games out of a division. There's 30-something games to play. You just got to get where you got to get, and it's not about style points. And then I watch a game like last night. And it was fine. I don't want to complain. I don't want to be the guy to complain about them winning. I really don't. But you're taking on some guy nobody's ever heard of. You go 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position. You fall behind, and then you scratch and claw, and it's a run here, a run there, and all of a sudden you win the game 5-1. And I said it last night. Should I feel bad saying this? I'm like, I don't know, man. It was fine. It was kind of like I kind of want more. I'm like, I said last night, I think I wanted style points. You're like, dude, style points, they can't. What do you mean style points? They're 29th in slug. But that's where I am right now. It's like, I'm expecting so much out of this team that even when they beat a bad team like the Giants and they do it in the manner in which they did it 5-1, I'm like, it's fine. But it's like, now I need to see them do it again. And now I need to see them do it again. It's like, if they don't get to that Dodgers series going 3-1 in the series, it's hard for me to overly celebrate their win last night. Is that fair to say?
Yes and no, because the only thing that matters at this time of the year is them picking up wins any way they possibly can. If they win 1-0, if they win 5-1, going 2 for 14 or whatever it was last night with runners in scoring position, having 2 for 14, having 0 pop in the lineup. Zero. This team does not hit home runs, and good pitching and good defense. They're a station to station team that scratches and claws to put just enough runs on the board, and then the pitching takes over and the bullpen shuts it down and they pick up the win. It's not pretty. It's not exciting. It's not like the most exciting brand of baseball where they're mashing home runs left and right like, Kyle Schwarber and the Phillies are. But at least they're getting the wins.
It's better than the alternative losing 5-1 last night to the Giants.
Because what you don't want to be is boring and a loser. At least the Padres are kind of, they're kind of boring, but at least they win. So,
yeah, no, I completely agree with that. As Ben Fletcher, are those yours?
Yeah.
All right, we're all over the place. Here's the thing: I agree with what you are saying, and I think there were positives in yesterday because we've been killing this rotation, right? Behind 4-0, 3 straight games. Yesterday, it's almost laughable. Nick Pivetta, who's been dominant at home, allows a leadoff home run. You're like, are you serious? Here we go again. And then Pivetta completely settled in. 10 strikeouts, 6 innings. The bullpen does the rest. And then Mike Schild, who we'll hear from coming up in a moment, Jim, and I agree with this. He's like, this is our formula. The good starting pitching, tack on offensively, a run here, a run there, and then rely on our bullpen. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, that is their formula, but can they execute on it when it matters? Because I thought this was their formula last year. Good enough starting pitching, excellent bullpen, and an offense that was top 10 in home runs last year. So it's easy to say this is your formula when a game goes according to plan. What happens though when you don't have a night like last night and it's a back and forth affair, or you're down 2 or 3 runs, or you're playing a higher caliber opponent? Again, the formula works at home by and large. They're playing among the best baseball in the sport at home. But I don't know how much of an indicator last night is either, because you're playing the San Francisco Giants.
Correct. But I also do think, on the heels of a 4-game losing streak,
you just need it.
You need a win any way possible.
Yeah, you're right.
Was it a boring game last night? 100%. That thing was boring. But Nick Pivetta, he's fun to watch. And they put up just enough runs. It wasn't pretty on offense. Rarely is it pretty with this team on offense. And we'll get to that later in the show. Some concerning numbers with the offense going forward. But all in all, they had to win last night. We said this on the show. You could not lose that game last night.
Yep.
That was I'm not going to say must win, but it felt like you had to win that game last night. It was win day. You had Pivetta on the mound. You're going up against some rando with a 10 ERA and a Giants team that stinks. Now, of course, what happens in the first couple pitches of the game? I think it was like the second pitch of the game.
Solo home run.
Boom, Jung-Hoo Lee, solo home run. You're down 1-0. You're like, are you serious right now? But Nick Pivetta settled down. He gave them exactly what they were looking for. He's been their ace. Postseason starts tomorrow. He's your game one starter. Like that's a crazy development over this season, how Nick Pivetta has turned himself into the ace of this staff.
Postseason doesn't start tomorrow. He's your game one starter. You know, like
Yep.
I don't know if I can be convinced that he shouldn't be their game one starter in the postseason. I agree with everything you're saying. I want to hear from Mike Schild. This was Schild post game. It starts with his reaction to Nick Pivetta. And of course, it starts there after ineffective starting pitching for the last 3 or 4 days. Nick Pivetta really did his part. 6 innings, 1 run, 10 strikeouts in a win. Here was Mike Schild post game.
Pitch like Nick pitches almost regardless. There's a lot of quality strikes. I love the fact that, we get dinged right off the bat, and it's happened more recently, and nobody hung their head, and especially Nick, the guy on the mound that has the ball, and you look up, and that's the only blemish that you gave up through 6. And, did a really nice job. Fastball plays, breaking ball, sweeper, all of it good, in and out, just in control, and I just love the way he competed.
To your point, it seemed like you said he used everything. It seemed like there was more breadth of use of his repertoire tonight than in his last outing against the Giants that you kind of upset about.
I did. I think he used a lot of his different pitches, so I had a good feel for all of them, so he used them.
It looked like Tang had a little bit better stuff this time than he did the last outing. Better fastball command, a little bit more bite on the sweeper. Yet you're still able to get to him in the 4th and 5th inning. Sort of contributions from everybody.
Yeah, it was 1 through 9. It's the blueprint of how we play. Better as the game goes, contributions from all parts of the lineup. And, I thought he threw the ball well, and I thought we continued to get better as it went and, kept adding on. So, one thing we still got to work on is runners in scoring position, but we do have a lot of runners, so that's a good thing.
How impressive was that plate appearance by Gavin? We're 0-2.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I like to mention the whole lot of quality pass throughout the lineup. Gavin battled his tail off, worked away into a situation where he got on base and extended the inning. Big double later, so nice job by Gavin.
So there's a lot of different ways that you guys can win games. Is tonight, though, kind of maybe the formula? You're looking for a lot down the stretch with attacking on.
Yeah, this is the blueprint for how it works. I mean, it's how we play. I mean, got to score at least 4 runs. Bullpen was fantastic. Starters, got into the 6th. Played clean defensively, tough at bats, worked our walks. Better as the game went. It's absolutely how we win a lot of games.
Is there any further update on the Barnworth barrel after workout?
Crony was available tonight. Just the situation didn't dictate it. Where we keep him off his feet. Nothing new from Jackson than earlier today.
How's Xander doing after didn't beat up a little bit today?
He's taking a beating, man. He's doing okay. I talked to him after the game, and he's a gamer. He's been posting and playing, but he's taking some balls off some different places, and he made a stayed in the fight and made a nice play of the night.
Did you hear that rare admission by Mike Schild in there?
Oh, I did.
Hey, we might want to work on runners in scoring position, but we had a lot of opportunities.
It's almost like in his brain, he's like, "Wait, no, I think I'm criticizing the team. I need to be positive again. I have to go back to my positivity, no matter what."
I mean, he brings up a really interesting point, and I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. It's not hard to look up. They've been among the worst teams in baseball this year hitting with runners in scoring position, and they could have blown this thing wide open, right? They could have won this game by 8-9 runs last night. Couple of more base hits. They had 9 hits overall, but only 2 of them again with runners in scoring position. I'll look it up at the break, but the combination between they just don't slug, and they haven't been very clutch in terms of hitting with men in scoring position. It puts them in these tight games. Tight games aren't the worst thing. They're good in 1-run games. Their bullpen's really good, but man, doesn't it feel like they could just use some breathing room occasionally? Maybe they had it last night in a 5-1 win, but I'm looking for breathing room a little more. And maybe that's begging for something that maybe I'm asking for too much. Honestly, maybe I'm asking for too much.
Like last night, the Giants were begging the Padres to just blow
Put
them
them
out.
away.
Like,
Yeah.
just blow us out. Just hit a 3-run homer. Like, hit a 2-run double. Like,
Yeah, score 3 runs in an inning.
yeah, put us out of our misery here in this game. And, they couldn't do it, but their pitching is just so good that it didn't matter in the end. And Mike Schultz says something there that I understand what he's saying, and it's absolutely true, but it is also a little concerning. This is how we win baseball games. Well, if this is how you win baseball games, man, it's going to feel like a grind to get through a postseason and to get to where you want to get to, which is a World Series. You're going to need to have those moments where you do hit a big clutch 2-run homer, or you do have a guy in the 8th or 9th inning that hits a solo shot, right? You need easy runs, and this team does not score in any easy fashion. It's all very difficult for them. They are a station-to-station team. And because they're a station-to-station team, they have to string together a lot of hits back to back to back. That's going to be difficult to do in a postseason.
And you're better pitching.
Yeah, you're going to need like a 3-run homer or a 2-run homer, or hell, just a solo shot. And this team just can't do it. But, with all that being said, at least they got the win. The alternative was way worse. 5-1 should have been like 10-1. But now you look to the rest of this series, and you're thinking, you got to win this series, and you got to win the next 2 days. I just feel like if you split with the Giants here, it feels kind of a little bit like a letdown before the Dodgers series this weekend.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, last night matters, but not if you turn around and lose tonight. And you got JP Sears on the mound. We'll get into that coming up, and not if you lose tonight. By the way, I looked it up. Padres with runners in scoring position this year, 28th in slug and 27th in on-base plus slugging in the major leagues. All right, on the other side, we are going to hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. Are the vibes off with Tatis? He reached base safely 3 times yesterday, to his credit, but are the vibes off? You'll hear directly from Tatis on the other side, plus your calls, 877-767-4760, 877-767-4760. Don't go anywhere. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Kevin Acey will join us at 5 p.m. We did offer, like politically, they were like, we did offer the other candidate airtime. We did offer Darnay Tripp an opportunity to come on the show today. He declined.
We offered or we demanded, but then he said F off.
Well, yeah, that.
Okay.
But I wanted to make it sound like we had given him an opportunity, not like he has something to tell us, but
we offered Darnay an opportunity to grace his presence on our show.
Here's the thing, though. The back and forth, remember, NBC7 had the tweet heard around San Diego where they tweeted out about Dodger walk-up songs.
Yeah.
And he was like, this has nothing to do with me. But of course, me and Jim are just poking fun on social media. Like, Darnay, why did you do this? And
I think I actually quote tweeted the tweet from NBC7 and I said, Darnay, why did you tweet this?
And then he's like, I'm not coming on the show the next time you ask me. We're like, no, that's not nice.
No, you can't do that.
After we're making fun of him. So today is the first time we've asked him since the tweet heard around the world. I'm like, Darnay. He's like, I can't. So I have a family function. I'm like, no. So let me get this straight, Darnay. You're putting family over the show.
We're your family.
Yeah, I'm like, you're putting your family and your loved ones over a show that you make no money doing.
You don't love us?
And he's like, yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, I see how it is.
You know what we should
closer
do?
Than that.
Every time he comes on now, we should bring him on with one of the songs from that list.
Well, they deleted it, so I don't remember what songs
We're
it
not
was.
bringing him on with songs from
Give him
the
his own
list.
walk-up music.
No, then it'll be a one and done
Yeah,
from here on out.
I know.
All right, so Fernando Tatis Jr. had a very productive night. You look at the box score, he's on base all night. He reaches on an error, which doesn't really do anything other than he reached on an error and scored. He walked multiple times and he had an infield hit, right? That was his night. Reached on an error, had an infield hit, walked in a run, and walked.
This is what Tatis has done in the last 7 games. Kind of crazy. It's at 280 with a 430 on base and a 360 slug.
Yeah, it makes sense to me because he's been walking a lot. And that played out again yesterday, right?
Yep. And his last 30 games, he's hitting 261 with a 397 on base percentage and a 374 slug.
Now, the elephant in the room is he's gone 110 plus plate appearances without a home run. And his hits just 4 since May 28th.
Right.
So you would think when Tatis speaks to the media last night, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. Seriously.
Picked up a win, ended the 4-game losing streak.
Win, like you just said, his numbers here recently aren't awful. Again, we all recognize the slug issues, but it's not like his numbers here are awful recently. And he was on base 4 times, 3 times safely yesterday in the win. So listen to this 2-minute back and forth between Tatis and the media and tell me if something is off with Tatis or not.
How nice was it just to get a win after just a really rough series in Los Angeles?
I mean, we go out there to play every single day just to try to get W and hope we make it happen today.
How good was it to see just the contributions that Ryan O'Hearn has made with his team just early on when he's given the opportunity?
He's an all-star. He's a great player. So he has contributed to this team in different ways. So really happy he's playing with us.
And how are you feeling? How are you feeling at this point? I know it's a long grind of a baseball season. You guys have had your ups and downs, but how are you feeling individually about just physically and mentally as you guys enter the last 5 weeks of the season?
I'm feeling good. I got a goal, and when we succeed that goal, I'm gonna feel better.
Out of the 8th inning bat, no, it wasn't the result you wanted, but hit the ball hard, hold it in the air. What's making that result?
It's an out, so doesn't count. I mean, yeah, good swing of the bat, but no results.
Can you still draw something from that, just the feeling?
Can
you still draw something from that, just the feeling of the contact you made?
Yeah, just I need to get better.
Are you frustrated by that though? I mean, you were on base like 4 or 5 different times tonight. Walk, error, a hit. Does it matter to you at this point how you are contributing?
I mean, I'm happy as long as the team win. But obviously, I want to contribute more, and I know I can do more, and I want to do more.
Have you ever seen a kid run the field before? Did you?
First time.
Oh, he's very happy.
I mean, and I understand wearing it on your sleeve because obviously what's hanging over Tatis is he knows the $340 million and the 40 home run season is everyone's aware of it.
Yeah, the numbers he's putting up now are not worth
He
the
knows
contract
it.
he's getting paid.
He just knows everything that is being discussed. And I would say with Tatis, and it's not just this year, the lows are very low with him. He really does. It really affects him. And I think the highs have been very high. He's been an incredible player at times in a Padres uniform. But man, are those lows low. And to Jim's point, I mean, you mentioned what he's done in the last week it's not like this guy is 1 for his last 39. He's not. And that can happen with players. That can happen with good players. There are players that go 0 for 21. But that's not who he is right now. But he is just wearing it, isn't it? And if you watch this, by the way, I think the audio told a story. If you watch it, I think it tells an additional story. He's just the body language he is showing in this video. It just is like he just doesn't want to be a part of it. He doesn't want to be there.
He's having an okay year, but he's doing things that you like to see. Obviously, getting on base, and that's kind of been the biggest thing that's been the improvement of his year is getting on base, drawing walks, having really good plate discipline, right? But I guarantee you he would trade 30 percentage points off his on-base percentage to add 15 more home runs to his home run total this year.
Right. I mean, he'd probably do the 30 points on base for 5 home runs.
If this guy if he was at like 33 home runs right now or 35 home runs, and he was still getting on base at the same clip that he's getting on now, he'd be a top 10 hitter in the sport. Like, that's what is missing from Fernando Tatis Jr. to take him to that level where he was in 2021 and beyond. It's the power. And like, that's his MO. When you think of Fernando Tatis Jr., you think of home runs. You don't think of walks. You just don't.
Right.
And for whatever reason, I know the Athletic today, Saris and Dennis Lynn had a really good article, very lengthy piece on trying to dissect why Fernando Tatis Jr. is not hitting home runs.
Basically, he's not letting the ball travel in the zone was the theory.
Right. So it's a lot of inside baseball talk.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But after hearing that, along with the inside baseball talk of letting the ball travel deeper and that being effective, or that's affecting his power, the thing between your two ears, I think that is also, and it could be the biggest issue with Tatis this year.
100% the biggest issue. He's completely pressing. And even by pressing, he is contributing. Like, that's the amazing thing about Tatis. And I do wonder, when is the next time he's going to homer? I mean, you're 100. I don't know the exact number, 117, maybe 117 plate appearances between home runs. It might have been in that Saris article today, but it has been forever. And it's at least the second time this year he's had 100 plate appearances without a home run.
Well, his last homer was, let me just double check this year.
Him and Machado, by the way. Machado was not homer this month.
No, Machado has only 2 RBIs this month. Tatis's last home run was on July 24th against St. Louis at St. Louis. So it's we're coming up on a month here without a home run for Fernando Tatis Jr.
And again, is it the end all be all? We're not going to look back on the year and be like, they won the World Series, but Tati hit 19 regular season home runs. But it is an elephant in the room.
Because the thing is, Fernando Tatis Jr. at the top of your lineup, he's supposed to be a power threat that he can start a game off any day 1-0 because of his power.
Yeah.
And without that power from Fernando Tatis Jr., the lineup looks completely different. To unlock this lineup, I feel like you need, 1, more power up and down the lineup for sure, but 2, you need that power from Fernando Tatis Jr. that you are just not even getting right now. It's not even close. He's not even getting close to hitting home runs.
Yeah, we'll hear from Ryan O'Hearn on the other side. We'll get your calls as well, 877-767-4760. But when Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado have combined for 5 RBIs this month, and it's August 20th, it's almost amazing they've been able to keep their head afloat when you have those 2 players combining for something like 5 RBIs this
10
month.
and 7 in the month.
So they've been effective, and they've played some good teams in there. 10 and 7 for the month. All right, on the other side, we'll hear from Ryan O'Hearn, Kevin AC at 5 p.m. It's John and Jim.
This update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres ended their 4-game losing streak, beating the Giants last night 5-1. Nick Pivetta picked up his 13th win of the season. Game 3 of their 4-game series is tonight at Petco Park, 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears on the mound tonight for the Padres. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
All right, a few people want to weigh in. We'd love to hear from you. Padres beat the Giants last night. They'll play game 3 tonight. JP Sears will make his second Padres appearance as a starter.
I feel like he's going to have a great game tonight, John. Big night for JP Sears.
Well, you sent me something that is encouraging, which is in a handful of appearances lifetime against the Giants. I'm assuming this has played out recently, right? He hasn't been in the big leagues for forever.
He's been in the big leagues for a while, though.
Okay, so okay, I think it's relevant. His numbers against the Giants are good. He's got a sub-2 ERA in his career against the Giants, right?
Correct.
I think it's relevant. I don't think the Giants have this, maybe famous last words, but I don't think they have this absurdly. I won't even say. I think JP Sears should look better today than he did in his debut. Why? Because it's the Giants, not the Diamondbacks, because it's home, not road. So that is the reason why I go down a path. Give me 4 or 5 innings, give me 2 or 3 runs, let the offense back you, and go win the game.
Yeah, have the offense scratch and claw across 4 runs.
Well, you allow 3.
Yes, exactly.
And win the game 4-3.
Yeah, Padres take 5 innings, 6 innings to score 4 runs, and the Giants hit a 3-run homer in the second, and then you win 4-3. There you go.
Honestly, even though I complained for 10 minutes about it, we'll take it if they win the game 4-3 today.
Yes, you
especially with JP Sears on the mound. All right, 877-767-4760. We're going to hear from Ryan O'Hearn coming up, and Kevin Acee is on the show at 5 p.m. Let's start with Eric, who's been very patient on line 1. Eric, thanks for calling in. You're on with John and Jim.
Hey, guys. Listening in. JP Sears going tonight, as you mentioned. I'll tell you what, how about a quality start, right? We're at the bottom half in the major leagues with one of those. So how about he does that tonight? On to Tatis. I think he's our best player, if you ask me, all around. He's our most exciting player. And he's probably one of the most disruptive players in all of baseball when he's on the base pass. So I say leave him at the top. I've said this all year. And then one last thing, as far as the Padres go, they haven't done anything exciting all year long. But yet we're 2 games back of first place, and we're right on the cusp right there. I think they're scrappy, right? And we've seen it all year long. And hopefully we can maintain this or get hot towards the end of the season.
Appreciate you, man. I mean, they've had some moments.
Mike Schultz pay Eric today?
No, I mean, he said they haven't done anything exciting all year. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think 2024 had more exciting moments. We talked about the walk-offs last year.
2024 was a infinitely more exciting season than this one this year so far. But you could argue that this team's roster might be better than last year's, even though last year's offense was way better than this year's.
I mean, and what I would say is in 2024, while they did challenge for a division based on their second half play, they also weren't in this exact spot. For example, they didn't lead in the division in August, or even probably pulled within 2 games at this point with the Dodgers coming here this weekend. So certainly they have as many opportunities as the team had in 2024. Let's go back to the phones. 877-767-4760 if you want to weigh in. 877-767-4760. Tim on line 2. You're on with John and Jim. Thanks for calling in, Tim.
Hey, guys. Always appreciate when you guys go over stats. John, you called out that the Padres are hitting 244, 330 on base, and then 350 slug as a team. And, they got me thinking, like, who's driving it? And I know he's done good recently, but comparatively, like compared to the rest of the lineup, Xander is the one who's driving it down. With runners in scoring position, he's batting 162 with a 261 on base and then 243 slug. And he's had most of the time in the lineup in the 5th spot. So that's most likely when people are on base. As for moving Tatis, maybe down in the lineup, away from the leadoff position, he's not great with runners in scoring position. He's got 232, 396 on base, and then only 390 slug, which is only 30 points above Arise. So I don't know what you can really do other than maybe put Laureano and O'Hearn in the spot where Xander is really dragging down everything for the team.
It's a good call from Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
We were just talking about Bogarts off air.
What did you say? You're like, man.
I'm like,
Xander kind of fell off a little bit.
I think I said he like kind of fell off the face of the map. Now, the reason I said it was Mike Schilt was asked about a postgame, like, yo, is Bogey all right? And he's like, and he said no. He was like, no. He's like, he's posting, but he's not. I just looked it up, Jim, just for like my own good. In August, 258, 299 on base, 468 slug. It's a 766 OPS, which is over his season average. He's hit 3 home runs this month. He's driven in 6 in 16 games.
This is who they are.
Yeah, it's kind of who he is.
You know, Tim's stats there, all great. Thanks, Tim. Schilt, he told us post-game yesterday, this is who we are.
He did call us in afterwards. He's like, hey, Jim.
He's like, hey, Jim, John.
Let's do a FaceTime.
I know you guys want to see us to hit more home runs and be more dynamic on offense, but that just ain't going to happen this year.
He did basically say that.
That just ain't going to happen. And, you know, it's frustrating because you see the talent and you're like, why can't they get to this point? Because if they got to that point, man, would they be just such a better team. And they're still a good team. They're a very good team.
Yeah.
They're a good team. They're going to make the postseason. I think that they have a really good chance to make a deep run. A lot of things would have to go right for them, but they have the pieces for sure. There's just some things that are like rearing their ugly head that I'm concerned about in the postseason. You know, I just think that the lack of slug and this team's inability to hit home runs, I hope it doesn't come back to bite them in the ass. But the teams you're going to be going up against are all basically home run hitting teams. Phillies, Dodgers. You saw what the Dodgers did over the weekend against you? How many home runs did they hit? Like 6 or 7?
Something like
now
that,
they hit the Padres hit a couple as well, but it just the disparity is pretty big. I mean, you took a look at the top of the league and you look at home run totals for teams. You know, Padres got like 106.
Dodgers are second. Padres are 29th. Will that prove to be a difference maker? I mean, we've spent a lot of time on home runs, where a lot of the analytics today would suggest that is not an end-all be-all tell, but slugging is. And we've talked about teams that have won World Series that have not been great offensive teams, but have relied heavily on bullpens or starting rotations. So it's not that it is not possible, but you're talking about completely different. The way the Dodgers have been built is completely different than the way the Padres have been built. They are winning with their offense, the Dodgers. The Padres are winning with their pitching. I mean, it's basically as simple as that. It's like two paths to near identical records. One has been with an offense, one has been with a bullpen. That's basically what's played out now in 2025.
I would say, because I've said it before, I would take great pitching over great hitting every day of the week.
Right.
And we'll see if that works out for this team. But I don't think they have this great starting pitching. I think they have a great bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you have great starting pitching and a great bullpen. You know, you got to make sure that your starters don't give up 4 or 5 runs before you get to the bullpen. And if you give up 4 or 5 runs, can your offense score enough to make sure that your bullpen's going to be used that night in a postseason game? You know, like it's going to be a situation where the starting pitching will feel shaky until you get to the bullpen.
Also, are you tinkering with the lineup? Like, there's been a lot of people like Tim. It was a very educated call. There's others. Look at social media. I mean, are you doing a wholesale lineup change to optimize this team heading into the postseason? Or are they just going to do what they've done? Like we've talked about, maybe it's the stubbornness with Schilt. Maybe it's, hey, we're X number of games over 500. These are the guys we've brought to the dance. Why change it? Mm-hmm. But like, you're a new team with Fermin and Laureano O'Hearn specifically. So, like, do you make the changes now? Do you move Laureano up in your lineup? Do you? I mean, there's things you can do. Like, if you want to make changes, you can make wholesale changes. You could do it immediately. I just don't expect it out of a Mike Schilt-led team over the last 2 years.
Not on August 20th. Maybe on September 20th, gearing up for the postseason. Because he did it last year. Jackson Merrill was hitting 7th.
And then they moved him up.
And then you get to the end of the season and he's hitting 3rd. Or cleanup. Like he got moved all the way up in the lineup, but that was at the end of the year. Because and we even talked about it. We said, just keep Jackson Merrill where he is. He's a rookie. Let him continue to do what he's doing. He's doing great. And then at a certain point, it was like, okay, enough's enough. They got to move him up in the lineup. And they did. I think it's well past due for this lineup to be changed, but Schilt is not going to do it. his argument will be, if anybody questions his lineup, will be, well, we're where are we right now in the standings? We got where we are with this lineup every day, so we're going to continue doing that. We were in first place just a couple days ago. Why should I change my lineup if we're one of the better teams in baseball with it?
Right. The counter to that argument is, well, A, they could be worse with a different lineup. B, they could be a lot better. I mean, we don't know. Nobody knows. If they had used a different lineup here, nobody knows if they'd be 5 games better or 5 games worse. But you're right. I mean, we haven't seen the lineup on tonight, but my guess would be, first of all, we're waiting on Merrill.
We are.
That's a huge story that we'll talk about on the other side. We're waiting to see if Merrill is going on the IL or in a lineup here at some point soon. Plus, we're waiting on the Padres starting lineup. But I'm with you. We don't know about Merrill. We don't know about Cronenworth. But by and large, we're expecting a similar lineup out of the Padres. Plus, we're going to hear from Ryan O'Hearn, Kevin Acee at 5 p.m. Don't go anywhere. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio. All right, we all remember that one teacher who made a difference, believed in us, challenged us, who just made learning fun. Now's your chance to say thank you with iHeartRadio's Thank You Teacher. Powered by Donors Choose, you can nominate an outstanding public school teacher who's gone above and beyond for their students to win $5,000 to stock their classroom with whatever they need. Today's teacher of the day, Sarah Ladissa, who teaches at Cubberley Elementary here in San Diego. People told us she goes above and beyond to empower students, fostering creativity, confidence, and a love for learning. Her innovative teaching methods and unwavering support has transformed lives. Congrats, Sarah. You're in the running to win $5,000 for your classroom. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. Good job, Sarah.
Good job, Sarah.
Are you rooting for anyone? We've read about 15 of these. Is there someone that you see as a front runner to walk away with the 5K right now?
I think they all deserve it.
Yeah, maybe you split it. If you got 15 or 20 nominated, 20 divided by 5K, Jim, you know what that
Don't
is.
ask me.
250. I'd almost rather take the 250 than risk it for the 5K. It's like gambling. Do you want to win 5K? I do want to win 5K. But would I take 250?
250 over 5K?
Yeah,
I would take 5K.
You're going to wait it out, you're saying?
I'm weighing that thing out.
You'd rather have okay.
Let it ride.
Yeah, I understand that. That. All right, Ryan O'Hearn. He gets in the lineup and he contributes. Now he was against the right-handed starter.
Wait, hold on. What does he do last night?
He got in the lineup. He had 2 hits
and an RBI.
Padres. He had an RBI. He did. He will be in the lineup again today.
Okay, back to the conversation because we're obviously going to go there, but having Ryan O'Hearn in the lineup every day to me isn't just about his splits against righties and lefties and this and that. He puts together good at bats. You want guys in the lineup that put together good at bats, do you not?
Yeah.
Okay. So because of that, you put him in the lineup every day. That's why he's in there. If you want to dissect his stats and his splits, which we've done on this show and everybody in this town has done, that's fine. And you can be like, well, Jim, he's only had 3 hits off of righties with the Padres this year. He's like 3 for 30 or something like that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah. But going into yesterday's game, you're like, well, should they sit? They should sit Ryan O'Hearn versus righties then. If your argument, I know, but some people are actually being serious because he puts together good at bats. So because of that alone, you put him in the lineup every day.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He's a legitimate power threat. You know what they don't have? A lot of legitimate power threats. And he can hit right now against both right-handed and left-handed pitching. I think he actually, I don't know if it's in here or not, but he has been speaking recently about how he's having more success against left-handed pitching, but just about his time here in San Diego. So this is Ryan O'Hearn post-game after the Padres 5-1 win.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen 3 starts from Nick now, and he's pretty solid every time he comes out, man. It's fun to watch. He's got great stuff. He attacks his zone. He's got some great tempo, and I think anytime you can hand a lead to our bullpen, we're going to be in good shape. So.
You guys were without a couple regulars in the lineup tonight, but still adding on runs. You got base runners all night. What does it say about the depth of this offense?
Yeah, like you said, I think it just speaks to the depth of the offense that we have. There's 13 guys that can impact the game, and everybody's ready to go at any point. And it's fun to be a part of a team like that. I've seen a lot of teams where maybe the first 5 hitters are really good, and then it kind of falls off. But that's definitely not the story here. So, fun to be a part.
You've played against Nick. What do you think of his demeanor on the mound now that you're a teammate, as demonstrative as he is?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of guys on this team. It's cool to see the difference between the persona on the field and who they actually are as people. But playing against Nick for years when he was in Boston, I was like, man, this guy's. I don't know about this guy, but now playing with him, I love him. He's awesome, and just what a competitor he is. When he takes the ball, you feel good about having a guy like that on the mound for your team.
Especially, you guys aren't always streak, a guy with that kind of demeanor where he sets the tone. I mean, is that especially confidence building?
Yeah, without a doubt. He's going to give us a great chance to win, and that's exactly what he did. It's exactly what he's done every time I've been. Every time he's taken the ball when I've been here. Nick's been great.
You just answered it. It's pretty much the definition of an ace.
Of what?
Of an ace.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could probably call a lot of guys on our staff an ace. I think like I said, if every time they pitch, when they show up, they give you a great chance to win. That's all you can ask for from a starting pitcher. Especially on a team that has the caliber of bullpen that we have. We could score 4 or 5, runs and hand it off to those guys in the bullpen. Makes for a good chance for us to win.
Talked a couple of weeks ago. You said you've been on playoff teams hitting in the 3 hole. You've been platoon guy. How much has that experience helped you with your role here?
Oh, without a doubt, it's helped me. Being a pinch hitter, bench roll guy was my job for a couple of years, and you have to embrace it. And I think there's a lot of things that come with it. You have to kind of understand, where you're going to fit into a game, who you might face. You're going to get that adrenaline rush, maybe some anxiety, and I think when you're a young player, it can consume you. And I think the older you get, you understand how to use that and kind of stay present, stay in the moment. So, when I say whatever they need out of me, I truly mean that. I've been used in baseball games in many different aspects, and I'm game for it. Whatever Skipper needs from me, I'm gonna be ready to go.
And what's great about Ryan O'Hearn, even though Mike Schilt has not played him every day and doesn't want to start him against lefties and puts him on the bench, when they do call on Ryan O'Hearn, he's come through for this team off the bench.
Dude, in huge ways. He's had some of their biggest pinch hit moments of the season.
He's been incredible off the bench.
I mean, he's had multiple pinch hit home runs. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of guys with multiple pinch hit home runs.
Did the Padres have any pinch hit home runs this year on the bench, from off the bench?
I think the answer is yes, but I don't know the example. I'm pretty sure they did.
The only one I can think of is like Trenton Brooks against the Dodgers in LA, but I don't even know if he was a pinch hitter that game.
I mean, but think about the pinch hit home runs that O'Hearn has hit. It's not just like,
game time,
9-0 game, he hit a pinch hit home run.
Yeah.
No. They were impactful moments. So like that alone, I like a guy that comes through in big spots, and I do like what he is selling, which is like, listen, I'm going to do what they're asking me to do. And I completely buy it. I don't think it's impacting his free agency. I think he recognizes he went from a bad team to a good team. If he can help the good team win, he's going to help the good team win. He's not rocking the boat.
No.
17 days into his tenure. So he's going to do what they're going to ask him to do. He's not going to be the guy to go slam Mike Schilt's door shut. But somebody might need to, again, kind of nudge Mike Schilt like, hey, Ryan's not going to do it, but you got to get him in there.
Do you think that he hears the noise about him not starting every day?
Maybe. It's possible. I'd be surprised if he didn't.
He's asked the question every time that the media talks to him about this.
So then, yeah, he's heard the noise.
Probably. I mean, it's been written about, it's talked about. Yeah, it's not just like, it's not this little tiny pocket of Padres fans that want Ryan O'Hearn to start every day. Like, no, everybody that goes to that ballpark every night understands if Ryan O'Hearn's not in the lineup, what the hell's going on?
I mean, Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado both said post-game yesterday how good Ryan O'Hearn is. Now they're being asked about him, but they both said how good of a player he is and how good of a teammate he's been in his 3 weeks in a Padres uniform. He's going to be in the lineup more.
Yeah, Padres fans are very smart. They understand. You don't just say, it's just a small group of Padres fans that are upset that Ryan O'Hearn's not in the lineup. No, all Padres fans know that this guy is, one, an all-star this past year. Two, he's not returning. He's a rental. And three, he's a damn good player. So when he's not in the lineup, everybody sees that. Everybody knows.
I do think eventually it won't really be a talking point because I think at this point he's kind of forced his way through.
Exactly.
So I think he'll be
outcome
in there.
possible.
Yeah, and again, AJ Preller required him not to be a cheerleader, but to impact this team. I think he will moving forward. All right, we're going to kick off hour number 2 of John and Jim, getting you ready for Game 3. JP Sears, the expectations tonight in this critical Game 3 of a 4-game series. Plus, coming up at 5 p.m., Kevin Acee, our Padres insider. We'll talk some Aztec football as well at 3:15. The key to San Diego State season might be a local product who stuck around for another year. We'll explain coming up next hour. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update's brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres ended their 4-game losing streak, picking up a victory last night over the Giants 5-1. Nick Pivetta got his 13th win of the season. Game 3 of their 4-game series is tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears, who was recalled to the team yesterday, will be on the mound starting tonight for the Padres. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of John and Jim. We have Kevin Acee joining us at 5 p.m. We're getting you ready for game 3 of this pivotal series between the Padres and the Giants. This in advance of a weekend series between LA and San Diego. So Kevin will join us coming up at 5. Later in the show, we have a 4-pack of tickets to give away to see Nelly. Yes, that Nelly. I suppose, I don't know if there's another one, but yeah, Nelly. We'll give those away in the 4 o'clock hour.
There's only like one Nelly.
Right.
And yeah, that's it.
Kristen
Nelly.
loves Nelly.
Well, why aren't you getting tickets to go to this concert?
I could. I should. Well, it's August 27th. And we're working. August 27th. Because it's a week from tonight. And we work till 6. I mean, it's possible. And if I suggest it, then she's going to be like, what time should I meet you? I gotta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Might be a little
Plus,
difficult.
It's the night before the Aztec football opener. Am I going to see Nelly and Ja Rule, or am I like
prepping,
working on like boards? Let me answer that. I'm working on boards.
No, let me answer that for you.
And
You're
then
looking
I have
at
a wrap-up
cards.
show. I mean, there's a lot.
You're looking at cards.
No, I'm not going to. Well, we're going to a card show this weekend.
We are.
I hate to bury the lead like that. Like we're going to a massive card show this weekend.
Is Kristen listening?
Does she ever listen?
Sometimes she does.
She does, and that's the worst when you don't know. It's almost like she's those people that go into restaurants and they like critique you in the New York Times. What are they called?
Restaurant reviewers.
Yeah, like that should be illegal. Like, what are you doing here? You should have to wear like I am reviewing your restaurant.
No,
secret shoppers or whatever.
You don't have to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like Kristen just spying on what I'm doing by listening and be like, I can't believe you said that to Jim. That
it's not spying. We're on the radio. Everybody can listen to us. We're on YouTube. Everybody can watch us.
Here's my point. Kristen would never be listening if it wasn't for her husband working on why would she be listening?
True. I get it.
Like, I don't go around and be like, oh, let me see your PR, 10-point plan for this client.
True. Now, Aaron is
critique it.
Aaron is flying right now, so she's not listening.
Why? I have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but she's not like on her phone on the iHeartRadio app, which you could do, which you can do on the airplanes, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. So she could be.
She's probably trying to take a nap.
Who do you think listens more, Aaron or Kristen?
Well, Aaron's in her car more than Kristen.
So maybe Aaron. Does Aaron listen in her car?
Yeah.
Is it in the preset?
It's in the preset because I put it in the preset.
So she'll check in occasionally.
Occasionally, yes.
I love when she'll text you and be like, I can't believe you told John that.
I know. I'm like, babe,
Yeah.
it's a show.
I always have to tell that to
But
Kristen.
while I was asking that, and I know Aaron's not listening, and it's highly unlikely Kristen's listening, and we're going to a card show this weekend.
No. Don't start asking questions about the card show. Because if Kristen's listening, she'll like.
You're going to spend what, $20?
If Kristen's listening, I'll spend $5 or $10.
Like $10, right?
If she's not listening, I'm basically taking a second mortgage on the home, and I'm going to spend between $80,000 and $240,000. No, I'm kidding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more about Jones for me. It's me and Jim going, but I'm bringing a 6-year-old. So you were here. No, seriously.
Sure.
You were there when we went to that one with Jones. And did I have 1 second to myself other than you watching Jones?
You did not.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not like I'm going to be sitting there like making deals, and it's going to be all about Jones.
Sure.
Until I'm like, hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Here's what it's like to have a 6-year-old. You go hang out with Jones.
Go hang out with Jones. Take him around the block, and I'll see you in 2 hours.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Okay, I have a stat for you. Okay.
I like stats.
You know Padres blogger?
I do know Padres blogger.
Congrats on 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Congrats, Mark.
Okay, so Mark posted this, and I find this very relevant. We touched on this briefly earlier.
Okay.
JP Sears' lifetime against the San Francisco Giants.
Mm-hmm.
He's made 4 appearances. He's 2-1 with a 1.82. He's got 26 strikeouts. Now, I'd like to know the number of innings, but he's 2-1 with a 1.82 ERA, 26 strikeouts in 4 games lifetime against the Giants. He goes on to say he's expecting a big night from JP Sears. Are you expecting a big night from JP Sears? Making his second appearance with the Padres, not the pomp and circumstance of right after the trade deadline, taking on this beleaguered Giants team and seeing those career numbers. Is JP Sears going to show us more than he did a week or 2 ago?
Way to jinx it.
No, I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question.
I think, yes, he will pitch.
Did
better.
I jinx it or did Mark?
Mark jinxed it, but then you double jinxed it by reading it. So then it canceled each other out. So now JP Sears is actually going to pitch well tonight.
If JP Sears sucks tonight, you cannot blame me.
No, it's not your fault.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of your fault. He's got a 5.5 this year.
Correct.
So you can't blame me. You're like, he allowed 4 runs in 5 innings. That's who he is.
I know.
But hopefully, based on his career numbers, he pitches well tonight.
You want to see the lineup tonight? Or
yeah, I do want to
hear.
Show it to me. Don't tell us.
Just don't tell anybody. Just show it.
Let me see it.
All right. Here is the lineup tonight. Just got released. Fernando Tatis Jr. leading off. Luis Ariz is your DH tonight. Manny Machado's at third. Ryan O'Hearn is cleaning up at first base. Ramon Liriano's in center field.
Okay.
Gavin Sheets is in left field. Jose Iglesias is at shortstop. Jake Cronenworth's at second, so he's back in the lineup. Freddie Fermin is behind the plate. That means Xanders gets an off day, and still no Jackson Merrill.
I mean, where's Merrill here? So he left Sunday's game. This is his 3rd straight game he's out. What game are we playing? Are we playing the game that he's really close to getting back, therefore it's worth not putting him on the IL? Or are we playing the game of he doesn't want to go on the IL?
Well, it's not up to him. It's up to the team to determine if he should go on the IL or not. And he even said that yesterday. He's the most stubborn, grumpy person when he can't play baseball, and I understand it because this guy is a gamer, and all he wants to do with his life is play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Like he lives and breathes and eats and sleeps baseball. So when he can't play baseball, he's probably not that fun to be around. So I get it, but the team is going to have to determine if that ankle is, good enough to maybe play tomorrow. And if not, you got to put him on the IL.
I think there's a point where you lose the retroactive nature of an injury, as in you can't just wait 6 days and be like, oh, just kidding. We put him on the IL 6 days ago.
There is a time frame.
It's like 3 days.
Decide, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's today. There's no way they can wait beyond today. So I feel like we get word one way or another, like he's staying on the active roster and he's available to pinch it off the bench, or we expect him available tomorrow. Now, remember, tomorrow's a day game, so there's not a ton of rehab and training time between tonight and tomorrow. So I think we expect him either to be maybe available tomorrow or go on the IL. But that's kind of a fascinating development because Merrill, the one constant in his season has been some of these hiccups. Missed time with the hammy, missed time with the concussion, missed time with the ankle. He's missed a good amount of time.
He has. It feels a little snake bitten this season for him. Because, some of these injuries, it's like the twisting of your ankle. Like, what?
Right.
The hammy, the concussion that wasn't even his fault. Sliding into second base, dude gets hit on the head with a baseball.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, it does feel like his season is a little bit snake bitten. But that still doesn't mean that he can't help this team win a World Series, because he absolutely can. You just look at his season overall and compare it to last year, and I think it's pretty safe to say that this is definitely a sophomore slump for Jackson Merrill. Still all the confidence in the world in him going forward, to get back to the player he was last year and be a contributing player, and maybe somewhere in between of last year and this year, right?
You just sounded like Mike Schill. The way you said it. So
I did.
All the confidence in the world.
I did.
He uses that exact.
Why?
Right?
Oh, man.
Did Brent, did you the all the confidence in the world thing is something Mike Schill has said 3 times in the last 4 days.
Because I listen to Mike Schill too much.
But I agree. What you're selling me on Merrill, I don't disagree.
Mike Schill now?
I'm not going to. The one thing we have been me and you have both been similar on this on Merrill. Neither of us have been like,
critical.
What's happened here? No, because we knew heading in, we had the lens of guys in second seasons will take step backs, and that's not necessarily the player that they're going to be long term, just because they take that second season step back. And here's the other thing, he's been dealing with injuries. His overall body of work is not bad. I wouldn't call it good. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't call it bad. I think he's been a solid, productive player. But I wouldn't go beyond that. And I'm also not willing to say the things that I've said a lot about Tatis, or the things that we've said about the bottom of the lineup, for example, in the first half of the year, right? Like, I think there's reasons to explain away Jackson Merrill's, productivity taking a step back in 2025.
Right. It's explainable. The Tatis stuff kind of feels like it's not explainable, even though if you read the, Sarah's Dennis Lynn piece today, you can see why.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But the Jackson Merrill stuff, you were hoping this wouldn't happen in his sophomore season, but you look at a lot of players in baseball that have great rookie years, as far as offensive players go, position players, excuse me. They mostly in their second year have down years. Corbin Carroll in his second year after his rookie season, leading the Diamondbacks to a World Series, he did not have a good second year. Now he had a great second half.
But his first half was awful.
First half was
it was terrible.
Really bad.
Yeah.
So, hopefully he rests up. My guess is the IL here, and he's ready to go in September, or ready to go after his IL stint.
Sure, and we'll all take it, man. I mean, if he's going to improve and play well in September, or play well when it really matters in October, everyone would take that, even with this. What I would refer to as like a fine year, but nothing necessarily much beyond that.
He hit 24 home runs last year, and he's got 9 right now, and it's August 20th.
Right. So I think the pacing with the injury is maybe 12.
And his OPS is,
729.
I think it's 100 points lower than it was last year.
Yeah. So again, he's been a major league average hitter. He's been an average hitter here in 2025.
Yeah.
All right, I want to switch gears on the other side and talk about the key to San Diego State's football success potentially in 2025. And it starts with a local product who has stuck around. Plus, coming up at 5 p.m., Kevin Acey. Also next hour, your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Nelly with Ja Rule a week from tonight at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey guys, it's John and Jim again for the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place, and now open is their brand new hotel and spa. Hamul Casino Resort, the next level of luxury. It's arrived. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Hamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
And join them every Monday in August for a chance to win big with 10 winners every hour at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and 9 p.m. Your odds are better than ever. Their Onyx players will receive an extra $500 in cash bonuses on top of their winnings, plus earn entries all month long by playing and getting 2-time entries on Tuesdays with at least $500 in cash for all winners, and a chance to win up to $25,000 in cash. This is a promotion that you will not want to miss.
You'll love their food. You'll love Tony Gwynn Sports Pub. You can experience the ultimate sports showdown, catch the Padres live. Great food at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub, where fandom meets fantastic, at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. All right, AM radio keeps vital voices accessible. Congress can secure its future, but we need your help. Text AM to 52886 now to support keeping AM radio in cars. Tell your member of Congress to pass legislation now and keep AM radio in cars. Standard message and data rates apply. Curious, like, out of the people that listen to us, this is anecdotal. What percent do you think is radio? What percent do you think is app? What percent do you think is sportssd.com/listen? And what percent do you think is YouTube? Isn't that interesting?
I have no idea. However you consume our content, we appreciate.
What percent is podcast?
Dude,
do the market research, Jim.
I don't have that in front of me, John.
Isn't that kind of interesting, though, to you?
It is.
Like, is it 82% on the radio or is it 82% on the app? Is it 17% on the radio or is it 17% on the app? Like,
yeah.
Kind of.
Well, the metric, obviously the ratings metric that's used in Nielsen to determine our ratings on radio, I think that's like archaic because of the different platforms that can be used now to listen to certain shows and certain personalities. It's like, dude, we have YouTube, we have podcast, we have iHeartRadio app, we have the radio. It's not just one form of consuming content nowadays. It's multiple. And by the way, if you're not on multiple platforms now in our business, you are so far behind.
I agree with you on the ratings, unless we have the best ratings. Then the ratings thing, I love the if our ratings are great,
yeah, of course.
I'm a big believer in the ratings.
Right.
Otherwise, this whole rating thing, I don't know about that.
I would probably feel the same way, but it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely know what you mean. All right, so ESPN publishes an article today with the start of college football.
You
Actually,
just ended
this
there.
weekend. That was it. They published an
ESPN
article.
published an article, everybody.
We'll see you tomorrow. They published an article today with college football season actually starting Saturday. That's week 0. But kind of the official start would be next weekend. San Diego State plays a week from tomorrow. And the article up right now at ESPN.com, it came out today, is ranking the best 100 players in college football. This is FBS, inclusive of the Power 4 and the Group of 5. This is FBS, the 130-something programs. You're talking about thousands of players, right? 100 players per team, over 100 teams. What is that? It's over 10,000 players, well over 10,000 players.
That's a lot.
So the top 100 obviously is rarefied air. There are only 6 non-Power 4 players in the top 100. 6 or 6%, right? 94 of the top 100 at ESPN are Power 4 players.
Okay.
The top ranked non-Power 4 player is Trey White of San Diego State.
Oh,
he comes in at 36th on the list. Now, we've had Trey on the show at least a handful of times.
That's high.
He is coming off a year in which he had 21.5 tackles for loss, 12.5 sacks, 9 run stops, this per ESPN. And he is listed at ESPN. There's a blurb. White became a hometown star in 2024. After becoming the first underclassman in nearly 20 years to be voted team captain, he erupted for the 21 tackles for loss, the 9 run stops, the 12.5 sacks, the 37 pressures. And they write he didn't have a lot of help around him, so opponents were able to run away from him late in the season. If a more experienced set of defensive teammates can help him out more, just imagine what he could produce. So Trey White is the number 1 ranked player at ESPN.com outside the Power 4 heading into 2025. I mean, that's incredibly high praise for White and for San Diego State, truthfully, heading into 2025.
This just puts a target on his back. And if he puts up the same numbers this year as he did last year, knowing that every single team will be circling him as a player to, game plan around going into games, and he still puts up those numbers, or if he gets better, man, you're looking at an NFL player right there. Now, my question is, who's the number 1 player on that list?
It's a very good question. To your point, by the way, if he matches productivity, that's a credit to him. That's a much better year because of all the attention. And then to the point about the NFL, I think regardless of his numbers this year, I think clearly he's in an NFL mold. Like, even if the numbers aren't there, there's going to be so much attention on him and film. Like, I really think he's got an excellent shot to obviously play at the next level. In terms of the number 1 player in the country at ESPN.com, it would be Ohio State receiver Jeremiah Smith, who last year had 16 touchdown receptions and 1,315 yards as a freshman.
Makes sense.
for the national champion. So Jeremiah Smith, not a quarterback.
Isn't it weird? It's a wide receiver.
Yeah, the number one quarterback in the nation is the fourth best player at ESPN. It's Cabe Klubnik of Clemson, who's been much maligned and is expected to have a big year. I don't know much about the quarterback class in general. Heading into the NFL draft, which would now be April of 2026.
It all plays out over the course of the college football season.
Yeah.
You know, you halfway through, you'll be like, okay, here's
This guy at LSU.
the crop of quarterbacks, and these are probably going to go in first round, or at least the quarterbacks that you watch for the upcoming draft. Arch Manning hasn't even he's what's going on with him at Texas?
He will start.
He's going to start,
and
but
he's 23rd on this list.
23rd on the list. Okay,
Yeah, he's 23rd on this
now
list.
he can't declare to this season, or can he?
He can. It's his third year.
Okay, that's right.
Yep, he can. So we'll see. He'll be there a year or two based on.
He's
his
got
play.
the name, but he's gonna have to go out there and prove it on the field. But I think the Trey White thing, that's a really big accomplishment. And it's a good accolade to have. That, hey, you were named one of the best players in college football. You are the best player of the group of 5 in college football. But guess what? It's just a list. You're going to have to go out there and prove that them putting you here on that list was deserved. And I think he has the right mindset. We've talked to him multiple times. I absolutely love him. I think he's he's a team captain. He's a leader. He's just what you want in a leader for your football team in Trey White.
Complete stud.
So if he goes out there and he performs and he puts up better numbers this year, or even comparable numbers to last year, that's pretty good. That's exactly what the Aztecs need.
Complete stud. They moved him from linebacker to edge, and he completely exploded last year. And hopefully that'll be the case again. And just amazing. He's out of Chula Vista, right? So, and out of East Lake High School here in Chula Vista. All right. On the other side, we will get back to the Padres. Plus, Kevin Acee will join us coming up at 5 p.m. Also, a chance to win those Nelly with Ja Rule tickets as well. That'll be a week from tonight at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. By the way, San Diego State's opener is a week from tomorrow night. You can hear that game against Stony Brook right here on San Diego Sports 760. We're leading you up to Padres and Giants. This is John and Jim. San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres Giants game 3 of their 4-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears is on the mound tonight for the Padres. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
All right, John and Jim, the wrap coming up at 4. Kevin Acey will join us at 5. Your chance to win Nelly and Ja Rule tickets for next Wednesday night coming up in the 4 o'clock hour as well. Do you think there's any, we've talked a lot about Merrill. We're waiting on, is he going on the IL or not? We're kind of waiting on that.
Yeah.
There's been talk about Cronenworth. There was talk last night about Xander Bogaerts, right?
Yeah, Cronenworth's in the lineup though, so that's good.
Right, that is good. Bogaerts is not in the lineup here today. Do you think there's something more? What did he do yesterday? He had hit by pitch, fouled a ball off himself, which is going to happen, obviously, and it's out in the lineup. We mentioned, again, I just said it off the cuff to him, like he's come back to earth, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And, it's funny because it hasn't been like a wheels fall off situation, I don't think. Like I'm looking at his day by day. He's actually hit in 8 of his last 10 games, something like that. It's just, it seems like he's come back to earth. And I think the numbers would probably suggest that as well.
This is who Xander is. 260-ish hitter.
Right.
720, 730 OPS, 10 to 15 home runs, probably 50 to 60 RBIs. Right.
Yeah, it's probably
like that. That's who Xander is. And he got hot for sure. And they needed him to get hot because if he didn't get hot,
yeah,
that'd been bad. So, we said at that time, that's great. Keep it up for the rest of the year. You had an awful first 2 months. We were literally talking about like, hey, is this team going to have to move off of Xander in the offseason? Like it got to that point.
It did.
And I don't think that was an unfair conversation to have at all because it was deserved. And he went nuclear and it was like, whoa, all right. And you're right. Yeah, he has definitely kind of crashed down to earth a little bit here. Not like cratered, not like he was the first 2 months of the season. But, in his last, 30 games here, John, 258, 760 OPS. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah, you're right.
It's okay. I mean, his 302 on base percentage is not great. His slug is definitely picked up, and it's better than it was at 458 over his last 30 games. But I mean, it's kind of just like he's okay.
I mean, the numbers suggest it. Like I talked earlier about Merrill having like this, he's a league average hitter. Like OPS plus suggests like, what are you compared to the league? 100 is big league average. That's not a bad player being a big league average player, but you always have to quantify it. Like, well, are you making $700 million and being league average?
Right.
Are you a rookie and being major league? You know what I mean? There's all kinds of qualifiers. So the thing with Xander, for example, like we just said with Merrill, hey, I can explain away him being a average big league hitter in his second season. And we gave you the reasons, the injuries, second year. Xander Bogaerts in year 3 of a $280 million deal when he's not getting younger. And when he's the exact same OPS plus as Jackson Merrill, again, the first 3 years for Bogaerts were supposed to be the 120 OPS plus years. What does that mean? What it means is he was supposed to be 20% better than the average major league hitter these 3 years, right? Like he was supposed to be a good hitter these first few years. It hasn't played out that way, if we're being honest. There have been moments where he's been good, but on the whole, it has not played out that way. And the issue with him is similar to the issue with all players. There's a clock. There's father time. You can't stop it. So while Manny has produced as a 33-year-old, Xander has struggled to produce as a 30, 31, and 32-year-old. He'll turn 33 on the 1st of October when the postseason starts. So you're fighting time. And if you're doing this now, what are you doing later? Has always been the argument on Bogaerts.
Feels like he's a very streaky, or he's been streaky with the Padres.
Yeah,
like
I think so.
He'll get hot and then he'll kind of tail off and cool off and kind of just be average, or he'll just really suck and then he'll get hot and then you're like, oh man, this guy's great. I can't believe everybody doubted Xander. You're an idiot. And then it's like, all right, well, let's see if he can do it for the rest of the season. And that's not happening. Now he still has got a September to play really good baseball, but yeah, this is who he is. He's just an average player, offensively and defensively. He's been actually
Good
better
this year.
than expected, to be honest. But looking at this lineup, and you got a lot of just like, man, this guy's average. This guy's average this year. Average this year. Like Toddy, he's for him. It's an average season.
Mm-hmm.
Merrill, average year.
Bogey,
average year.
Yeah, I think Machado's performed better than that.
Machado's definitely performed better than
honestly,
that.
by his standards, I mean, I think we do have to be fair. If at the end of the year we look up and Manny has hit 26 home runs and
25
has driven in 91 and has hit 280, then that actually might be a tick below what he's done as a major league hitter. And that's a very good year. It's a productive year. He's helped guide this team hopefully to the postseason. But you're right, there hasn't been that like, maybe it'll be Laureano in the second half or O'Hearn in the second half, but who's that like outlier career year guy with the Padres in 2025?
For a team, I do feel like for teams to have runs, or at least have good season. The Padres are having good season, so it's kind of going to go against my point. I'm just going to try to make here is like you need to have guys that have career years on your team. Now, I could say that Nick Pivetta, he's having a career year.
Adrian Moore in position.
I know. I'm just giving you players.
Yep.
Adrian Morejon, career year. Jason Adam, career year. Hard pressed to find any other Padre player that's been on the team for the totality of the season that's had a career year other than those three guys.
No, for the entire year, no. I mean, could you argue, obviously, Freddie Fermin taking advantage of the first opportunity of his career? Yeah. Or Laureano O'Hearn's year between Baltimore and San Diego being above their career averages? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, they've been here for like 20 days.
Yeah, they've been here for 16 games.
And we don't even know how much of it is even like completely real.
17 games, I think.
Yeah, like just because Laureano's had a good 17 games, you hope it continues. We have no idea. Just because Fermin, we don't know what's going to happen on the other side.
Now, Laureano's had a career year for himself.
Oh, he's had a career year, yeah.
But, it's with two teams. So the guys that have been here for the whole year, Toddy, not even close. Arise, not even close. Manny, no. Xander, no. Jackson Merrill, no.
Right.
Jake, no. And it's a testament to them because they're actually in a really good spot. All those guys I just named are all having down years for their standards, correct?
It's a testament too when you say Kings pitched 2 innings since May 18th.
Right.
And Darvish has been ineffective and out.
Yep. And Cease's been up and down.
Like you say all of it. Now their bullpen basically tried and true. There was a 2-week blip in there in May where it was not good, but basically has been tried and true.
They're winning. Like the reason why they are where they are is because the guys that I named having career years are on the pitching side, and they have carried the day.
Yeah, Pavetta's been terrific,
and your bullpen's been amazing.
And the bullpen is by and large held leads.
Yeah, so like they're the real MVPs of this team.
Mm-hmm.
You're the real MVP. Those are the real MVPs, and like it's a frustrating thought to have because you're like, man, they could be so much better if the guys that I named off in the lineup, who are all definitely capable, would just have better seasons.
Yeah, and it's hard for me. We've gone down this path as well. It's hard for me today to be like, well, still 36 games, but am I going to wouldn't we be lying to ourselves to be like, well, what we've seen over 126,
this is who they are, John.
It isn't who they are, but the next 36 is who they are. Like that, it's possible. Of course, someone could have a good month. Like you just said, Xander had a good month in there, or Machado's had good months this year. So someone in the group will have a good month. I promise you that. But are you expecting this like, wow, Toddy, everything changed and he's hit 13 home runs in his last 36 games? I mean, if I'm being honest, I am not expecting it. I would love to see it, but how realistic is this complete outlier month after what we've watched has been 126 games of play?
And for Mike Schilt, who is the biggest back of the baseball card guy that you'll ever meet.
Him and Manny.
Will Manny reach his back of his baseball card? Will Tatis?
I mean,
will Jake? Will Luis Ariz? Will Merrill? Will Bogarts? No, probably not.
Manny could.
Manny could. He's gonna have to get hot. But that's the point. The guys I just named, sorry, Mike, they're not reaching the back of their baseball cards. But it still doesn't mean. I mean, me saying all this is just kind of like still the frustration of, man, I with all those guys not having good career years, or not career years, but just like above their standards or at their standards, can they win the whole thing? if they're not all having, or at least a couple of them are having like above average seasons.
Pitching better be damn good. Just real quick on Manny. So, at Baseball Reference, you have your 162 game averages, which isn't fair, but with Manny maybe is. But you know what I mean? Most guys play like 155, let's say. That's a lot. But his 162 average is 32 homers, 98 RBIs, a 280 average, and 826 OPS. This year, he's got a 290 average, an 830 OPS, 20 home runs, 72 RBIs. My point is, Manny probably is a back of the baseball card guy. Maybe the homers will be down. Maybe the RBIs will be down, but the batting average could be up and the OPS could be up. But the other guys aren't reaching the back of their baseball card number. And Manny might not. I mean, we'll see.
Might not.
He's come back to earth.
He'll do everything in his power to get there, though. I know that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like Manny goes out there and he makes sure that he gets his numbers. He's a numbers guy.
Yeah, and listen, at the end of the year, oftentimes he's been able to do it. All right, on the other side, again, the wrap is coming up at 4 p.m. Your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Nelly with Ja Rule in the 4 o'clock hour, and Kevin Acey, our Padres insider, joins us from Petco Park at 5 p.m. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. I just got tagged in something. The Wrap at 4 p.m. and then Kevin AC at 5 p.m. I don't even want to go down this path, but I'm going to.
Do it, John.
We have a 12-hour show, and your mic's not even on. That's how long the show is.
I'm not even going to turn my mic on. I'm not turning my mic on. Screw it.
Turn it on, dude.
No.
For the listeners, turn it on.
Okay.
All right. The reason I bring it up, we referenced the Eno Saris Dennis Lynn piece about Fernando Tatis Jr.'s slug issues, right? His power problem. He's not homering. And then, there's been a lot of commentary on what's gone wrong. I mean, all year, not just because of this article. There's been commentary on Tatis for forever this year, right?
Everybody's basically psychoanalyzing Fernando Tatis Jr. at this point.
And then sometimes it comes down to something like this, which I got tagged into, which is fire Victor Rodriguez, right? This is not the first time you've heard fire Victor
I've been
Rodriguez.
tagged in things like that as well.
So I then get tagged by a loyal, I think, viewer and listener who goes by.
You don't have to say his name, John.
Why not?
You just say you got tagged in this post about Victor Rodriguez.
You say these names.
Yeah, but not all the time.
I never say someone's name.
Fine.
Anyway, King Mins 00.
Okay.
But the reason I say it is I think he's a loyal viewer, so I'm not going to discount the fact that he tagged me in it. Okay. He's not like a troll.
I'm not.
Okay. He's not you, for example. He's not just trolling on the internet.
Okay.
So he says, I get a lot of S from John Schaefer and Jim. He didn't tag you. You've probably blocked him. You should block everyone.
I don't block anybody, actually.
Maybe, I don't know why I didn't tag you. He says he gets a lot of S from us for bringing it up on their show. The tweets, league bottom batting average with runners in scoring position, league bottom runs scored should just about sum it up. And I just reply, well, what about last year?
Mm-hmm.
Where they were a top 10 offense. Now, players have changed, and the National League has changed, or Major League Baseball has changed since last year. But I just can't get behind the idea that Victor Rodriguez has basically been accountable for the lack of offensive success by some of these stars in the lineup this year, when some of these players may have had better seasons as recently as last year when he was their hitting coach. So I get it. Hitting coaches change. I'm not saying he can have his job for forever. I understand the business, but I don't see how putting it on Victor Rodriguez right now solves the issues that they're experiencing.
I also do think that if for some reason coming into this year, Victor Rodriguez and the coaching staff decided, you know what, we're going to change our approach this year. I know what we did last year worked out really well, but I want you guys to take more pitches or let the ball travel deeper and like, I don't know, let's change everything up. If they did do that, which I doubt, and then now you see the results of those things, wouldn't you think that they would then say, you know what, actually, let's just go back to what we were trying to do last year? Like the philosophy, the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's still not working, then guess where it falls on, guys? The players.
Yeah, like they've tried. Like this idea that, what Eno wrote, the Padres, man, they must be so far behind. They must not know that. They've tried everything. The season is 7 months. You think they haven't looked at the analytics? You think they haven't looked at the issues with Fernando Tatis Jr.?
Everything.
I think honestly, one of the issues for me might be the overanalyzation of a struggling player. Sometimes when you have data, you have too much of it, and you have to ascertain what matters.
Yeah, I think Tatis is dealing with right now is kind of the same thing that Xander Bogaerts was dealing with, where he was just thinking too much.
Like
just
make
go and
it
play.
Simple.
Yeah, read and react. See ball, hit ball. Like, I know it's easier said than done, and I'm not a professional baseball player. But at the same time, we're not the only ones that are watching Fernando Tatis Jr. and thinking to ourselves, man, that guy is totally in his head right now.
And I'm being honest here when I say this. What would Fernando Tatis Jr. truly believe in his heart of hearts if he came in today to the clubhouse and Victor Rodriguez was like, you think that makes him a better hitter?
He's like, yes, I can do what I want to do.
Yeah, like that's not the case. Like, two things can be true. This offense has struggled. They haven't hit with runners in scoring position, and Victor Rodriguez can retain his job. Again, it's not to say he needs to have the job for forever. Shoot, the Padres have gone through as many hitting coaches as any team in baseball, I assume, since 2010. They've had very rarely have they had a hitting coach back, but I don't see a problem with having continuity with the staff.
I actually prefer continuity because this team has had turnover so much under AJ Preller that they went through hitting coaches. Every year was a new hitting coach, and they couldn't find the right manager to mesh with AJ Preller's craziness
until now.
Until they got Mike Schilt, And so I actually do like the continuity with the coaching staff and the manager and the front office. It's needed to be a winning organization. You can't flip over half of your coaching staff every season and change your manager every 2 or 3 years and expect to be a winning organization.
And I love it's just too simple, isn't it, Jim? It's too simple to be like hitting coach out, new hitting coach in. So oversimplifying issues. Manny Machado is not going to make $650 million lifetime because he happened to coincide with great hitting coaches.
Yeah.
He's going to make $650 plus lifetime because he's a great hitter. And when he's great, it's on him. And when he's not, it's on him. Of course, all of this is valuable. The hitting coaches have value, but to put struggles on hitting coaches is way too much of an oversimplification.
By the way, wasn't Victor Rodriguez in Boston with Xander Bogaerts?
And right. So how are we explaining that?
Yeah. So Xander Bogaerts was an all-star, caliber, almost every year player in Boston when Vic Rodriguez was there. Yet they bring over Victor Rodriguez to San Diego to pair and help out Xander Bogaerts, and Xander Bogaerts is just average at best. Like, what? So is that his fault or is it the player's fault? Where's the blame? Where is it going on here?
Yeah, it's a really weird, it's a chicken egg conversation. And listen, I think oftentimes unfairly is the firing of a manager. Do I think Andy Green would have a better record if he managed this version of the Padres than the version of the Padres he managed? I do. Do I think Jace Tingler would have a better record? Maybe not a great example, but you get the point. Do I think that Mike Schilt is set up for success more than Andy Green? And of course he is.
I also think that the personalities in this clubhouse would have walked all over a guy like Andy Green.
Maybe, potentially. But do you agree that if he had the resources financially and the trade deadline acquisitions, if you just slid him in,
I think that
they would have more success than they had when he was managing.
Yeah,
previously.
when Andy Green was here, he knew he was the placeholder. He knew he was not a long-term option.
Agreed.
I mean, they had at one point a handful of Rule 5 guys on the active roster.
At the time, there was a 25-man roster. 3 of their 25 were Rule 5.
That's not
That's
a
insane
recipe for, hey, take the players that I give you and go out and win. Well, you're giving me crap here, AJ.
Right.
So he knew he was basically a sacrificial lamb. He knew that he was not going to be here long-term. He was the guy before the guy. And then actually it turned out he was the guy before the guy before the guy before the guy before the guy.
Well, no, I would say it was the guy before the guy before the guy, because I do think Bob Melvin was the guy post Green Tingler, correct?
Correct.
Now, because that went sideways doesn't mean Melvin wasn't the guy. There was a moment in time he was. Remember the reaction of the fan base? Remember 2022? Things aligned.
You all loved him.
The hiring of Bob Melvin was widely popular.
Now everyone hates his guts.
And that's sports.
I
I understand. But Bob Melvin was the guy briefly. You got the manager with the credentials that had brought teams to postseasons and was capable of bringing another team to one. And he did those things. Now, ultimately, it didn't go right. But I do think he was kind of anointed to be the guy.
Yeah,
initially.
And that's what I said after 2022. I remember on the show saying, finally, they have continuity. They have the guy. It's like Peter and AJ and Melvin. Let's go. And then it just all blew up in everybody's face the next year.
Which, again, I don't even know how we got here other than this point.
I don't know.
Manny could be managed by Andy Green or Jace Tingler or Bob Melvin or Mike Schilt. And the truth is he'll probably be managed by another manager during his Padres tenure. At the end of the day, his play falls on his shoulders.
I'll ask you this. Who's the best hitter in the American League?
Aaron Judge.
Okay. Who's the Yankees hitting coach?
You tell me.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Unless you're a Yankees fan, you don't know.
Nobody knows.
Who's the hitting coach for the Dodgers?
Not Shohei Ohtani, but Ohtani has still won MVPs.
Exactly. So, like, the point is, I'm not looking at players around baseball and being like, man, Aaron Judge is a great hitter because of
with that hitting coach.
That hitting coach, they got the Yankees.
You pair those two together.
Woo! Amazing.
Yeah, I don't see how anyone could see it that simply.
It's only like fans of that team in that area that know their team and know the coaching staff like the back of their hand. So it's easier to put blame on other pieces instead of the, actual players. It's like what we talked about the other day when the Padres lost the game on Monday night. The offense was awful. The pitching, Nestor Cortez gave up 4 runs in the first inning, 3 home runs, but all anybody could talk about was the fan interference. It's like, that's not the story, guys. And by the way, it was the correct call. It's not the story.
It was controversial, though.
But it was the correct call.
Here's what I would say. Was anyone saying after the 4 runs were allowed in 3 straight games, Ruben Niebla? Man.
Right.
It was anyone doing that? Nor should they, is the point. All right, the wrap is on the other side. We're giving away Nelly tickets in the 4 o'clock hour. Kevin Acee will join us at 5 p.m. JP Sears, round 2 for the Padres tonight. Game 3 of their 4-game series. Hour 3 coming up next. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Padres and Giants, game 3 of their 4-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears will be on the mound tonight for the Padres. Jackson Merrill still out of the lineup with a sore ankle. Xander Bogaerts out of the lineup tonight as well. How many times have we all said that was easy? Well, Staples Easy button is back, and it's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of the U.S. Staples. That was easy.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of John and Jim. There are 4 hours to the show, so this is hour 3. We're at the half. This is like halftime.
I thought you were going to say there's 4 hours left. I'd be like,
no,
I'm going to punch you.
2 hours left. Because this is how it works. There's 4. We've done 2.
So half of 4 is 2?
Half of 4 is 2.
2 plus 2 is 4?
Look at you, man. You have surprise. What did you say? We were having the division realignment discussion last night, Brent, on the wrap-up show that we had here.
Yeah.
You know, about, hey, what would you do with the divisions if you added teams and how would you split it up? And like at one point you're like, I'm gonna need your help probably here at some point because we were doing the geographic realignment.
Geography.
And the part that like caught me off guard the most was you just randomly said, you're like, Pittsburgh. That's in Pennsylvania, right? I'm like, it is. And that was like where I'm like, I'm done with this conversation. I don't even want to I'm not going to do the geography conversation. But yes, you were right with Pittsburgh.
I was right.
You've been right on a lot of this stuff recently.
Sometimes it's just luck. Like,
no, I know it's luck.
I just guess and that's right. And I'm like, I knew it.
Correct. Anyway, we have Kevin Acee joining us in 1 hour. We'll give away Nelly tickets this hour. And right now, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Is next Thursday's opener against Stony Brook a must-win game for the Aztecs? It's never too early.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday, guys.
We're grasping a little bit.
We need content.
We have things. We're going to hear from Mike Schill.
My answer might surprise you, John. And that would be unequivocally 100% yes, it's a must win. 100%. You cannot
right?
lose to Stony Brook.
Yeah, but these are your father's Seawolves.
Yeah. Is that their mascot?
Yeah.
Like you didn't know that.
And here's the thing. What do you know about Stony Brook? Let's play the geography game.
Their mascot's the Seawolves.
Correct. Let's play the geography game. I'll stop there.
No,
don't look at Brett. Don't look anywhere.
I don't know where it is either.
No
Jim,
chat, no help. You're on an island.
Stony Brook?
Where is Stony Brook? What stone is Stony Brook near? You got no help. Give me a city or a state or like a country. Country's USA.
Is it in Texas?
Stony Brook in Texas.
Yeah.
Is it in Georgia?
No.
I have no idea.
So it could literally be what in like to you it could be like extended San Diego County, or it could be
you could
Toronto.
give me 1,000 guesses and I probably wouldn't guess.
Well, there's only 50.
I was gonna say you only need 50.
Well,
I'll give you 50. Okay.
I meant like if to point it on a map, I'd be like, I can't find it on a map.
So you've never in your life in any capacity, you're like, I'm curious where Stony Brook is.
Not one time,
like
John.
me.
You've never thought about Stony Brook in my life, other than the next week here where they played the Aztecs.
Remember when he like completely bashed what he called Furnham, but it was Furman, and then they upset UVA, who had like won the national championship.
Yeah, but then the Aztecs beat them up.
Smoked them by 30. The answer. Are you curious? How curious?
I'm very curious.
Here's another question for you: is it within 1,000 miles? Within 2,000 miles? within 3,000 miles or 3,000 miles or further away from San Diego?
It's within 1,000 miles.
No.
I don't know.
Mileage. It's on Long Island. It's in New York.
Oh,
and it would be. I want to know distance.
That's my next guess.
I'm thinking it's over 3,000 miles. That's how far it would be. It is 2,859 miles if you want to drive it.
It's that far.
Anyway, I agree with the must win, especially now that Jim doesn't know where it is.
Now I know it's in Long Island.
Now, I will say this 8-4 last year, as you remember.
Stony Brook was 8-4 last season?
They were 8-2.
Wow.
And they led in their 11th game, 30-10 in the fourth quarter. They lost.
What a year for Stony Brook.
And then they lost
the
in
Sea
the last
Lions.
game. But do you know what they were the year
Playing
before?
great football.
You don't know the answer. They were 0-10 the year before that.
Ooh.
So from 0-10, new coaching staff 8-4 to opening up in San Diego.
What conference are they in?
CAA, which used to be the Colonial, is now the Coastal. Come on, Jim, clean it up.
My name's John Schaefer, and I
remember
know
my
everything
first
about
time-
college football.
I remember my first time being a sports talk host. I'm kidding.
Is it like a prerequisite that you need to know Stony Brook and where they are?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're calling the game next Thursday, yes.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, for him.
Next question. That was fun.
Well, let's keep this going. Is this a must-win series for the Padres?
Do you know where the Padres play?
They play on a map somewhere. They play somewhere. It's not a must-win series, but man, you'd feel kind of down if they end up only splitting this series, right?
Right.
If they win tonight, it's an absolute must-win series because you want to take 3 or 4. But yeah, it wouldn't feel great if you split going into the weekend against the Dodgers because what if the Dodgers win the next 2 against the Rockies?
So you would fall further back.
Then you're 3 back.
Without a tiebreaker.
3 back with only 3 left to play against them. And they have an easy schedule along with, you have an easy schedule as well, but
So it's
still.
getting harder and harder.
Yeah, you need to take these next 2 games. If you have any hopes of winning the National League West, it's go time here.
Yeah, I would agree. I think in terms of winning the National League West, turn it on right now and win these games at home where you're winning 2/3 of the time and you got the Dodgers coming here. And I don't think it's easy. JP Sears followed by Dylan Cease. That's not guaranteed.
Right.
So the offense needs to show signs of life, which they did show yesterday. But it would be very encouraging if the Padres won their next 2 games heading into that Dodgers series.
Yeah, I think everyone would appreciate that.
Everyone would appreciate that except the San Francisco Giants. Next question.
Is Scotty Scheffler on a Tiger-like run?
Well, he is playing amazing golf. He's won how many majors this year?
9.
It
2?
was only 4. He's won 2, yeah.
Pretty good. How many has he won here in the last, what does he have now lifetime? Is it 4?
He's 4.
Only 29.
He's won a couple Masters. He's not there yet.
Okay.
He's going to need to get the Tiger Slam. And if he got the Tiger Slam, then you can start talking about Scotty Scheffler in the same sentence as Tiger Woods. But, he's not far off. He's playing at a level where it's like every time he goes out, he's on top of the leaderboard or lurking somewhere in the top 10.
It's insane, right?
Yeah, he is by far and away the best golfer in the world. He doesn't have that same presence as Tiger.
No, of course not.
But, kind of a little bit. If he's, if you look on the leaderboard and he's 3 shots behind you, watch out.
18 wins in his 20s, 4 majors in his 20s. Now, we know things can change. We've seen this with other young golfers before. Feels different with him. I'm with you. It doesn't feel like it's a Tiger-like impact in terms of winning majors, but maybe he's not that far off. 2 more next year.
He's just so solid. Even when he plays bad, he plays good.
Right.
It's crazy how he just doesn't have a bad round.
Yeah, he's on an insane run. Next question.
How much blame do you guys put on Victor Rodriguez for the Padres' offensive struggles?
That's an interesting question.
It's all on him. They should probably fire him tomorrow.
I'm surprised he's still here.
Me too. I thought they were going to fire him last night after a 5-1 victory.
Did they lose opening day this year?
They did not lose opening day, John.
When was their first loss?
They actually won their first 7 games.
I would have fired him after that first loss.
I would have too.
But they were 7-0.
Yeah, they went 14-3, and then
Gone.
and then after that they went 3-8. I'm
Peace.
firing him then.
Walking papers.
Yeah, here you go.
I
Thanks, but no thanks.
I personally put this percent on Victor Rodriguez 0.0. And that's probably honestly not right. It's probably higher than that, but I put none of it on him. Not to discount his job. I think his job matters. I do. I think the coaching staff continuity matters. And I think there's a level of importance to it. I'm not discounting managing or coaching. I think it matters, but I put it more on players. So maybe 0.0 is low, but you get my point. I'm not putting this after they had a good year last year, a bad year this year, and say, well, it's got to be him. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm with you. 0.0, 0.1 tops.
Yeah. Like everyone, like you've said before, and I like it, there's a level of accountability everywhere. When they lose 4 or 5 straight, it's not a good look for anyone, probably.
Like, hold on. Coach, I'm looking up right now. The Padres coaching staff. Who? Okay, so here's my point. All right, everyone's like, oh man, Fernando Tatis Jr. This is all Victor Rodriguez's fault. Then bring back, who is it? Damian Easley. You know why? Because in 2021, the Padres hitting coach was Damian Easley.
Right.
And Toddy hit 42 home runs.
Get him in here.
So bring him back.
Right.
That's not how this works.
Not as simple as that.
No.
I mean, if you think about, I think the thing that we fail to consider with the players and the ups and downs is that Fernando, and I do this. I'm like, where's Fernando Tatis Jr. from 2021? Guys, the world has changed. Injuries, suspensions. Think what has changed. The Fernando Tatis Jr. from 2021, that player, now it's not to say he can't do it again, but if he did it again, he would do it differently. He's had massive injuries. I mean, broken leg, reconstructed shoulder, broken wrist.
He broke his back as well, I think.
Did he?
That was in the minors, but still.
Okay, before then. But you know what I'm saying? As in, the 2021 Tatis didn't deal with a broken femur, a reconstructed shoulder, and a wrist that was set wrong and had to be surgically repaired.
Well, he was dealing with a sublux shoulder for like the whole entire season,
but not surgically repaired, and maybe fought it off initially because of some of the things we've talked about. Surgically repaired shoulders, even on position players.
As I said yesterday, if you just take away the 2021 season, because that's the outlier season with Tatis.
Yes and no, though. His 19 and 20 are good years.
They're good years, but he also didn't play a lot.
You're right.
You only played 60 games in 2020. Now, it would be different if they played 162.
You're right.
That year, he was on pace to hit well over 40 home runs.
He had a big-time year.
He was pacing to be like a top MVP candidate. I think he finished third that year in MVP voting.
Behind Manny, too, right? Didn't Manny finish second?
No,
because Manny finished second one time. Okay.
Manny finished second in 2022.
Okay.
And then Toddy finished third in 2020.
Okay.
Bryce Harper won it. No, 2021, sorry. 2021, Tatis finished third, and Bryce Harper won in 2021. I don't know where Tatis finished in 2020.
I need to know this right now because, okay.
Oh, he finished top 10, but Manny finished higher than him.
Manny was third in 2020.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. But now I'm curious because where was Tatis
I'm going to say 7th or 8th.
He was, Jim, 4th.
Okay.
So third in Rookie of the Year on 80 games, 4th in MVP in the short year, 3rd in MVP in 2021. Those were his first 3 years.
Mm-hmm. I get it, but also
the outlier. I get the outliers. The gaudy
yeah.
stat 162 year, even though it wasn't 162, it was 2021.
I think to expect him to be that player is,
I get it.
It's not going to happen. And I hope to be, I would love to be proven wrong on that. I would love Fernando Tatis Jr. next season to put up a 40 home run year, but I'm not going to be counting on it at all because he is closer to this player, which is a good player, but he's not an elite top 5 player in the sport. If you added what he's doing this year offensively, if you added power to him getting on base a ton, his walks, all that stuff, right? His defense, that he's a top 10 player in the sport, maybe even better than that. But that's like
saying, yeah, well, if
easier
Dylan
said than done.
Allowed 30 fewer earned runs, he'd be
right.
top
exactly
5 pitchers as well. Exactly. All right, on the other side, we're going to hear from Mike Schilt coming up. Pregame comments with the media. We'd love to hear from you as well. 877-767-4760. Plus, we're giving away Nelly tickets with Ja Rule later this hour. And Kevin Acey will join us at 5. It's John and Jim. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. I had something so critically important to discuss with you. It was like,
what is this music?
Can't wait. I don't know. Describe that music. Like, what does that remind you of when you hear it? Yeah.
It reminds me, let me think.
Keep
This
that
is
up for a
good.
second.
Like,
is it the end of a bad like Lifetime movie?
No, it feels like it's in the middle of a bad Lifetime movie. Like we're on a beginning of a road trip, and this is like our scenic road.
Yes, a road trip song of a really bad movie.
Yeah, I'd buy that. But anyway, I had something I wanted to tell you, which is kind of important since we do a radio show.
Keep thinking.
It'll come to me at 6:01.
Baseball, basketball, football.
It's somewhere in that category. It's somewhere in the sports world. I mean, it was like
soccer, hockey.
No, man, it was
controversy.
It was so good, dude. It would
Manny, Tatis, Merrill.
For our listeners, it would have been like some of the best John and Jim ever. Like it was
college football, NFL.
No, I know sport.
I'm just trying to give you like hints to what you were thinking about.
Man, I'm so enraged right now. Like seriously, I'm
Dude,
enraged.
I hate that happens.
Oh. Do we have any national program? It was something very important. I'm serious. It was pertinent.
Important.
We were gonna make our listeners' drives better. Man. But we will hear from Schulte.
Come on, man.
We're gonna talk to Kevin Acee.
Now I'm very curious to hear this.
Well, now I'm looking at like all tabs to see what I was looking at. Like,
well, you have a million tabs on your computer, so it might take you a while.
I got my Stony Brook distance to San Diego tab. Yeah. I got my baseball reference tabs.
Your card tabs.
I got a little bit of that. Don't tell anyone. I will think of it. If it's not today, it'll be this year, next year, within the next decade.
I can't wait that long.
On John and Jim. I know. Man, I'm infuriated by it.
Well, that was a nice little e-break there.
It is. I know.
It's my fault because I also e-braked you because of that really bad music that brought us back. To no one's fault.
It may have actually happened right in there. Like, I think I was maybe going somewhere, and then you're like, what is this music?
Yeah. Maybe listen back to it so we can hear like what you were trying to say.
No, you can't reconstruct it. Like isn't this an interesting thought? Hear me out.
Let's just go an entire segment. We're trying to think,
hear me out, though.
Like guess what you were trying to tell
hear me out.
Me.
Imagine this concept. I'm going deep here. It sounds like I'm like doing drugs or something. Imagine this idea. Okay. Someone has probably forgotten like the greatest idea ever. And then never remembered it again. And then we never ended up like getting to Mars. Because this guy had an amazing idea about how to get to Mars, but then he forgot it. Like he lost his train of thought. Like what if someone who would have invented the internet in like 1888 had the thought in 1888, but then forgot it? Would we have had the internet 100 years earlier?
Are you on drugs right now? What was in that chocolate bar over there?
My point is, like, have you ever thought about that? Like, have you ever thought about something like you wake up from a dream, like that is such genius. It's the middle of the night. Like, I'm definitely doing that tomorrow. Then you wake up in the morning, like, I have no idea what I thought about, but I remember something overnight and it was amazing.
Usually if I think of something that I'm like, yo, this would be amazing, it's probably already been invented.
Well, it's not solely from an invention perspective, but
or it's probably been thought of.
Or I'm like, I'm going to write a novel about
me write a novel.
You're not writing a novel, but
short story,
yeah,
picture book,
a sentence, a word.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, we're trying to get you there, John. Like we're trying to get you those brain waves moving here to see if you can figure out what you're trying to say. Because it was apparently the greatest thing
it's gone now
in the history of this show.
Potentially. That's my point. I'm saying, what if I lost my best talking point in 4 years of doing this with you?
Does it matter though?
It does to me. Does it as much to you when you just start naming like random states and like?
Well, I'm trying to think of what to do to help you remember this.
Here's the issue with the show, and it's not an issue. Here's why the show it theoretically works. I attempt, because of my play-by-play background, I worked in the minors.
What?
I attempt to, like, I have a professional tone to me, do I not?
You do. Very professional.
You have a tone like You're not worried. You're not worried about tomorrow and like maintaining your job, right? Like you're.
Whoa.
Am I wrong?
Okay. If that were the case, then I'd be cursing out like a sailor right now.
No, I don't mean it to that extent, but you're not holding it back. Like you're not concerned.
I'm gonna say, hey, look, that guy sucks.
Correct. And I'm not going to do do that. I mean, I will say it.
You will say it. You've opened up here a little bit.
Yeah, because
I've got you. I know I've got you to a point where you're a little more firm with some of your takes.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You're not beating around bushes here, right? But what were you trying to get at with me?
I have no idea.
You saying I'm not professional?
No, I'm saying why it works is this yin yang.
Oh yeah,
like a lot of times, like back in the day, like 25 years ago, it's like you have like broadcaster with like ex athlete. And that can work because you're like, oh, the broadcaster's buttoned up. The ex-athlete is like you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I do know.
I'm saying what it works is I'm like the buttoned up one, and you're the one that's like you don't even have buttons.
I'm off the cuff.
Correct.
So, what's the point here?
I'm not sure, but I'll
because
think about it.
You forgot your point, and we've got an entire segment right now talking about nothing to try to figure out what you were trying to say.
It's like a Seinfeld block right there. A whole segment about nothing.
In the next segment, John tries to find his keys.
Yeah, next segment, I'm going to try to recall what I forgot. In addition, we're going to try to find the audio of Mike Schultz speaking with the media because he has spoke with the media. Kevin Acey is going to join us at 5. We are giving away Nelly and Ja Rule tickets in 15 minutes. So we have things to discuss.
70470, start your message with team. What was John thinking about? 877-767-4760. What do you think John was thinking about?
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only.
Exactly. All right. Stay with us, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples. Padres and Giants, game 3 of their 4-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. Jackson Merrill still out of the lineup tonight for the Padres, with JP Sears on the mound for the Pods, making his second start of the year for the Padres. Many times have we all said that was easy. Well, the Staples Easy button is back. It's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of the U.S. Staples. That was easy.
I still have not thought of my profound statement, talking point that was going to change the course of San Diego sports talk history. Maybe I will. But Mike Schilt has found the words to speak with the media this afternoon, which is very good news.
That's good, because if he didn't know what to say, might be a little bit of a problem.
Right, exactly. So coming up in about 10 minutes, we're giving away these Nelly and Ja Rule tickets. So we'll do that in about 10 minutes at 4:45. We have Kevin Acee joining us at 5 p.m. This is Mike Schilt, 3 or 4 minutes with the media just a few moments ago. It starts with what JP Sears needs to do to be successful tonight.
Yeah, excited about JP getting back. Excited to get him in the organization. We knew him just based on how our pitching was getting set up with Cortez and some other moving parts with Darvish, that, he was going to get the 1 start in Arizona, and then we knew he was going to get back to El Paso. But we also knew he's coming back, and he's pitched well down there, and what the expectation is, JP's got an arsenal that just go compete, throw strikes, work ahead. Let's throw up a 0 in the first and kind of go from there.
It's given a chance for everybody, I think, to get to know each other also.
That's right.
The organization, understand who he is. And have there been any changes or anything that he's worked on since he's come over?
There's always going to be like a little bit more of this, less of that, sweeper. I don't want to say too much because, but yeah, there's been intentionality about what his arsenal is, how he should use it, and when he should use it against righties and lefties.
And presumably just a little bit more comfortable for him now, kind of getting the organization coming back.
Yeah, I think that's going to be important. Listen, now one thing with JP, he has had a couple of different organizations, so, he's got accustomed that can be hard to transition into a new organization, but it's still just that. It's a transition, and so I think he's gotten more comfortable and is able to go do it, and he's ready to compete tonight.
Yeah. Xander down the lineup today, is that in part because of the just physical beating that he's taken in the batter's box the last couple of nights?
It's a combination of things. Our regulars post, as most of us know. And so, in the stretch we're in, him taking a little bit of the beating he's taken, it just made some sense to give him a day to kind of reset.
He was hit by the pitch and he's traveled off the shin. Was it either of those, or is it just a?
It's just a combination. Xander, to make it clear, could play today, and has played through worse. He just, hey man, let's just take a break. And another thing is that can get lost potentially, not on me at least, is Jose Iglesias being able to play has been a benefit, and so. When he gets an opportunity to play, it's at the expense of others sometimes, and in this case, it's at the benefit of Bogey getting a day off his feet.
How's Jackson
doing? Jackson's doing overall. Jackson's good in the sense of the imaging continues to be negative, and we feel comfortable and confident, even more so today, that there's nothing structural or long-term really in play here. But there is some bone bruising, which can take a while to heal, and there's some discomfort that's still taking place that we're going to continue to work through. And his improvement's been incremental, but it's been small increments. And so, hopefully can take, a step or two, pun intended maybe, or no pun, but, to next step. And but if not, we got to evaluate now that we're getting into day, 4. Close to day 4 after the day, that whether he needs to take the 10 days or we can expect him to get back into the competition this weekend.
So interesting. So he acknowledges that we're on this tightrope with Merrill, one way or the other. Got to know sooner rather than later.
But you're burying the lead.
I thought of my thought.
You did. You said that during Mike's show. You said, I thought of it.
I thought of my thought.
All right. So do you have a drum roll, Brent? I need the drum roll.
Now, the problem is now it's not going to live up to the hype.
Well, that's your problem. That's your fault. All right. Give me a drum roll, Brent. What were you thinking before you lost your train of thought?
I'm going to be dead honest. Brent will appreciate this more than you will. It's a little off topic.
Come on, man.
There's an Onion article. Because I said it to Jim earlier. There's an Onion article. And of course, the Onion being the satirical,
Satire,
right? Satirical like newspaper, but
So
like
a
online.
fake
outlet.
article is what you were thinking of?
I was, and this is why, I found this to be comical. The headline of the article was Pirates under fire for directly marketing the team to children. And then this quote is incredible. Here we are. It is deeply irresponsible to lure kids into becoming Pirates fans before they're emotionally equipped to handle the kind of disappointment and chronic underperformance this franchise will almost certainly inflict on them. National Child Safety Council spokesperson Rebecca Amoroso. That was my point.
Oh my gosh.
I just thought it was good.
It's not even a talk. We can't even have this conversation about that because it's a fake article.
It's a fake article. I just thought it was funny. And I guess it isn't going to change the course of sports talk radio in San Diego history. But I had a thought that I lost. And then, however, it came back to me. I said, I have my thought. And I didn't want to not share it with you, even if it was a dumb thought.
Yeah, you're right. That did not live up to the hype, like at all.
It did not at all.
Like,
I
not
thought
even close.
It's funny.
You sent it to us in the group chat this morning.
You and Darnay. And Darnay 5 hours later was like, that's hilarious.
I mean,
it's funny. Now, again, is it earth-shattering for radio? No, it's not earth-shattering.
I do like the graphic that was made via the Onion.
With the like quote from the child safety like advocate.
What's their mascot called?
He's like a bird that's a pirate. What's his name? What is the Pittsburgh Pirates mascot?
Once you say it, I'm gonna remember because it's on like the tip of my tongue.
Mascot name. It's like Birdman.
Isn't it like Buckeye or something?
Birdman.
Pirate Parrot.
That's it.
Pirate Parrot. The Pirate Parrot.
Well, anyway,
introduced in 79.
This graphic has Pirate Parrot.
Yeah.
Like holding two kids.
Yeah, like that's not right. Exactly.
Wow.
Anyway, it didn't live up to the hype.
No, it didn't.
Basically, this story of our careers.
It kind of actually crashed and burned. But it's okay.
But here's what I was going to say. Let's get back to Merrill then.
Okay.
Because like you heard the way he answered. He kind of paused like, Jackson's doing good.
Yeah, that's him trying to lie.
Right.
Because they don't want to give away actual injuries on the team, nor do they want to give away anything that they would deem a competitive disadvantage because they're very paranoid about that stuff. Very paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's not playing today, and if he doesn't play tomorrow, then he's 100% going on the IL. They're not saving him for this weekend. If you're not ready to go by tomorrow, you're going on the IL. Right?
That would be my expectation. You don't typically play a man down. There's no real reason to do it. Obviously, he's better off being healthy. And there's a reason he's been out.
The man that they would bring up would be like Tyler Wade, and that's basically like playing with a man down anyway.
That's another fair point. It's like, is it preferred to just say, you know what, as opposed to the 10-day IL, he's going to need a week, but let's just take the week because we'd prefer to have him available for the 8th day as opposed to have Tyler Wade.
Right, because Tyler Wade brings nothing to your team. But if Jackson Merrill, you're right, the 8th day is like,
by the 8th day is
I'm
good.
ready to go. Then you don't have to wait 2 more days.
And you know Merrill is going to be kicking and screaming if he thinks he can get back and the Dodgers are here crying.
100%.
And you're right. It's not solely on that. Listen, Manny Machado's gone on the IL and he can put up, he can put his foot down. But at the end of the day, you got to do it.
Only reason why he went on the IL is because his bone was literally broken.
I know. He was basically forced.
He's like, I have to go on the IL. I don't want to, but I have to.
But I feel like it's the same thing maybe with Merrill. He's not going to want to do it. I understand you got a Dodger series lurking on deck, but if you need 10 days to get your ankle right, or if you need 2 weeks to get your ankle right, whatever it is, get the ankle right. It's way more important.
I want to know if it is a high ankle sprain or like a regular ankle sprain.
I mean, it's got to be more than just your like run-of-the-mill grade 1 ankle. There's got to be something there because these athletes are, with the training staffs and their ability to get these guys on field, it's got to be something more than just you or I rolling our ankle.
Because they know what it is. They know if it's a high ankle or not.
Yeah.
Now,
high ankles are way more than days.
That could be weeks.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering is like, what is the severity of the ankle sprain? Because it wasn't like his ankle twisted at a 90-degree angle.
No, it didn't.
But it did twist in a way that it could end up being a high ankle sprain. We just don't know.
It didn't look great. He stayed in the game and has now missed 3.5 games.
Yeah.
Sunday, followed by through today. That's a good amount of time. He's 22. So it's obviously something of significance.
If he returns in the next couple of days, it's definitely not a high ankle sprain because you can't return
not in 4 days.
4 days
No
from
way.
that. It would just be a mild one. But you got to make sure that you're like 100% or close to it, because the last thing you want is to be thinking about that and then re-injuring yourself because you're compensating for that injury.
I just want him at 100%. And if he's 100% in a couple of days, that's amazing. If it takes another week or so, then that's fine for me. I just want Merrill. I think it's preferred to get Jackson Merrill back to 100%. All right, call right now if you want a free 4-pack of tickets to see Nelly with Ja Rule a week from tonight at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. A great giveaway and prize valued at hundreds of dollars. A 4-pack of tickets to see Nelly with Ja Rule. First 2 callers will be contestants for Trainwreck Radio, our trivia game. Call right now, 877-767-4760. Again, 877-767-4760. Call right now. First 2 callers will be contestants for trivia. We're playing for a 4-pack of tickets to see Nelly with Ja Rule a week from tonight at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Again, the number to call is 877-767-4760. Call right now. That's next. Plus, Kevin Acee, our Padres Insider at 5 p.m. on John and Jim. All right, Kevin AC, the latest on the health of the Padres, including Jackson Merrill and Xander Bogaerts. He will join us coming up at 5 p.m. Getting us ready for Game 3 of this 4-game series between the Padres and the Giants. JP Sears back in a Padres uniform.
My bachelor weekend is over, John.
Well,
Aaron
yeah, because
returns
it's
tonight.
Wednesday.
Well, I meant just
kind of a week.
My bachelor week.
Yeah, but she left like when?
She left on Friday morning.
And she's still gone?
She gets home. Her plane lands at 6:30, so I'm picking her up at the airport after the show.
Okay, who has a more excitable reaction? Bentley the dog, who like literally lives for Aaron. Now you guys are married.
Correct.
But Bentley is like head over heels, right? But like when Aaron left, like Bentley's probably been pacing for 6 days.
Bentley's not had a great week.
Does he think that Aaron's coming back?
So when I took Aaron to the airport on Friday morning last week, we brought Bentley. So Bentley came with us because Aaron wanted to say goodbye to Bentley before she went on the plane and didn't want to keep him at home. So then I went home, fed him everything, left for work, got home that night on Friday. And I knew something was wrong because I opened the door and Bentley didn't come to the door right away. He was on the couch, and dogs' reactions when they do something wrong.
Like the tail between the legs?
They're like, they like, look at you weird, and they kind of like don't want to look at you, and then they kind of
put
their head down.
Like he knows he did something wrong?
100%. It's when he does something wrong,
he knows.
He knows it, and he acts accordingly. So I walk in, and I see a pill bottle on the ground with the cap off.
He tried to end it?
And
It's like, this offense is awful.
He's like, Aaron's gone. I'm done with life. I walk up to the pill bottle. I'm like, oh no. Because I freaked out. Luckily, there was nothing in the pill bottle.
Thank the Lord, dude.
I know. But then as soon as I turned
you can't kill Aaron's dog in 12 hours.
Less than that. It was like 7.
Kill her dog in an hour.
It was like 7 hours, dude.
Soon, honey, everything's fine. Dog's dead a minute later.
Just landed. Hey, by the way, yeah. No, dude, that would have been I was freaking out. My heart sank. I turned around the corner and he got into our trash. And just the trash was everywhere.
So the pill bottle was in the trash. It was empty. And that's why it was on the floor.
And I called Aaron.
Freaking out. Tell me there's nothing in the pill.
I go, look, and this is my bad. I shouldn't have done this. Word of advice to everybody out there: never start a conversation with your significant other with, "Don't freak out."
Did she freak out?
Initially, she freaked out, but I went quickly to, "Was there anything in this pill bottle?" And she said no, and I said, "Okay, we're fine." She's like,
you don't
Jim,
say don't freak out because that leaves you down a million pounds.
100%. That was my bad. You live and you learn.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the whole Bentley has not done well this week with Aaron gone. Every night he waits out on our bench out in our front yard because her car is still at the house. So he like is confused. He thinks that she's home.
Why don't you move the car?
Because it's in our driveway. Why would I move the car down the street?
Tormenting this dog.
I'm not tormenting the dog.
Does he sleep?
Oh, he sleeps very well. But at nighttime, he'll just like go sit by the door and kind of just like wait.
That is heartbreaking.
And then he'll go wait out on the bench and he'll just stay there.
That's my one thing. Listen, Kristen, our dog that passed, was so like pro Kristen and anti me. And dogs have no problem being that. Right? Like, is Bentley, when Aaron's home, like, is he like an 80-20? Like he's spending 80% of his time with her?
She's glued to her hip.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, bud, like, hey, don't be scared to like let me pet you.
Well, I do love how every time that I come home from work and like Aaron's already home, he freaks out when I get home.
That's good.
And then he'll come over and he'll like lick my face and he'll freak out, but then he'll immediately go back to Aaron.
So that's why I asked the question, who's going to be more excited?
So Aaron's going to be excited to see me. And she'll be like, "Hi, love you. Oh my God, I missed you. Give me a kiss."
Freak out.
And then she'll get home and she'll be like, "Bentley, oh my God." And I know where I stand in the pecking order of things in our household, which is Bentley 1, Bentley
Jim
2,
4.
Bentley 3, and then Jim 4.
All right. So she's going to be back for the first time in a week.
Yeah. So
she'll be excited to know that we still do the wrap-up show.
Oh, she'll be very happy with that.
She'll be thrilled about it. Now, are you picking her up from the airport?
I am, yeah. I pulled the U this morning too. Clean the whole house.
Well, you have to. There's no other option.
Well, I meant like last minute.
You got to do it last minute because here's the thing. Nothing can go wrong if you clean last minute. You can't make a mess. If you clean last night and then all of a sudden there's dishes from this morning and the dog gets into something, I got to clean again. I just like cleaning at the very last moment to make sure the home is like perfect.
Now, do you go all out when you clean the house?
Because Kristen, if I don't clean the house, Kristen is legitimately mad. So, but when it is clean, she's legitimately thankful. She's like, "Thank you for keeping the house clean." Well, I was like, "Oh, I kept it clean the whole time." Meanwhile, it's like a fraternity house.
Yeah, 100%.
Until
like Sunday night wasn't pretty.
Oh man, I'm just
Sunday
like,
was not pretty at the Russell household.
I'm just taking the dishes, throwing them off like balconies.
I just had like a plate sitting on the counter for like 3 nights.
The thing is, and you have a dog like me at home without if Kristen and Jones are gone, I can basically disregard all things.
Isn't it great?
It is an amazing feeling. I'm not making the bed. I'm putting stuff on the floor.
I'm not picking up my clothes and putting them in the laundry.
Do you feel like making the bed is overrated?
Yes.
Who is seeing?
I was thinking about that this morning. As I was thinking about it because what I did was I washed all the bed sheets to make sure the old bed sheets were clean.
That's a good move.
And I was making the bed, and I'm pretty sure out loud I go, "Why am I doing this?"
Like I don't understand. If you haven't made the bed, isn't it now easier to get in it? I don't even have to tear the cover back. Just get in the bed.
Yeah, I don't make it.
Thank you.
There's no point because Peanut's just going to go up on the bed and go underneath it and dig underneath it and everything anyways.
So I agree with you.
Would you agree with that?
I agree with you.
What else is overrated in terms of like
hanging up your clothes?
Somewhat overrated.
Somewhat. Folding your clothes, putting your
like doing anything overrated.
Putting toilet paper on the roll.
Not necessary.
Yeah,
just put it on the seat.
Put it on the side.
Put it on the side.
I've lived in my place for 5 years now. No roll of toilet paper has ever touched that thing. It sits on the counter.
But it is so funny that every relationship, like what Jim is describing with Aaron and me, they're all the same.
But I will, yeah, they are.
You know what I'm saying?
But what I will tell you, I've been with Aaron now for 3 years, is that this past weekend, while the house wasn't like spotless like it is right now, and there were some, clothes around the house. It wasn't like a pigsty. It wasn't like a fraternity house or anything.
Right.
But I did feel kind of weird because I'm so used to a clean house. Like Aaron does an amazing job.
You're like, hey, Aaron, where are you?
Yeah, Aaron, you need to clean this house. No, I do. I clean too. The problem is Aaron doesn't like allow me the time. She just does it. Right. So I'll be like, I'll clean the house. I'll clean the bathroom later. And she'd be like, too late. I'm already cleaning it. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I don't
see. I feel that way sometimes. I'm like, I'll do the dishes. And then she's doing the dishes. I'm like, just give me 1 second. Like I'm bringing this to Jones and then I will do the dishes.
That's Aaron.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
That is Aaron.
And then
That's
the
Aaron.
next day she'll be like, you didn't even do the dishes. I'm like,
100%.
I offered to do the dishes.
100%, dude. 100%.
The dishes.
And I appreciate Aaron because she actually enjoys that stuff. But
I like
she also,
doing the dishes.
but I know that she also appreciates it's like, I don't want to do this all the time, But anyway,
you basically have to split up the duties.
You have to. Anyway, my house is spotless. I Swiffered the floors. I vacuumed. I did all the dishes. There weren't that many dishes anyway, so it wasn't that bad. I washed the sheets. I cleaned the bathroom. I scrubbed the toilet.
You think it's spotless. We don't know what Bentley's up to today.
Well, you know what?
I
made sure to move the trash can
so he couldn't get
so he
into
couldn't
it.
freak out.
That is spotless.
But he's really good with that. He'll freak out one day because he doesn't like change. He saw Aaron leave and he just lost his mind. But after that, he's okay. It's just he doesn't understand where she's at.
Imagine if he could write. He'd be like, "Dear
Aaron,
long last love, how hath the days?" You would write the most ridiculous.
We talk about that sometimes. Me and Aaron go, I wonder how Bentley would sound if he could speak. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, 100%. And you know how he would sound? Like he's ready to end it all until Aaron comes back. I'm pretty sure.
Mommy. Hi.
That's what he'd be saying. All right. After that enthralling conversation, Kevin Acee, our Padres insider, will join us on the other side. The latest on the Padres Health Plus. Game 3 of this 4-game series between San Diego and San Francisco. Kevin Acee kicks off hour 4 of John and Jim next.
All right, this update's brought to you by Staples Stores, Padres and Giants. Game 3 of their 4-game series tonight at Petco Park. Padres ended their 4-game losing streak last night, beating the Giants 5-1. Nick Pivetta picked up his 13th win of the year. JP Sears will be on the mound tonight for the Padres. Jackson Merrill once again out of tonight's lineup. How many times have we all said that was easy? Well, the Staples Easy button is back, and it's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of the U.S. Staples. That was easy.
All right, final hour, John and Jim, as the Padres and Giants prepare for game 3 of their 4-game series down at Petco. Always great to connect with our Padres insider, Kevin Acey. So, Kevin, let's pick up the conversation as we're talking, obviously, multiple times a week. We talked about Jackson Merrill on Monday. He remains active, but he hasn't appeared since dealing with his ankle on Sunday. I guess my question would be, what do you think the holdup is here? Because typically a player is either active and available or on an IL, and it's been 2 or 3 days here.
Yeah, except for when we're in the circumstances that we're in now, which is who you're going to call up that's better than if Jackson Merrill can come back, say 2 or 3 days before the 10-day period. Then you're like, well, I mean, we already got too many players anyway, so. And what's down there, right? Maybe the Wagner kid, but like he doesn't play the right position, and what are we going to do here? We're fine, and maybe Jackson can come back and game 2 against the Dodgers, and that would, and then be able to play against the Mariners, and that would be better than him being down the whole time.
I couldn't help but laugh. I know we all probably did on Monday night when Ryan O'Hearn hit that pinch hit 2-run homer off of Robbie Ray.
Jim wants his credit.
No, I don't want any credit. I'm just getting to like.
It did feel leading, Jim.
Well, and then yesterday he has a couple hits off a righty. Very good signs for Ryan O'Hearn to potentially stay in this lineup long term for the rest of the season, right?
Yes. I mean, or as long as he keeps hitting, right?
Right, exactly.
From the start, the issue has been they have a lot of players, right? And the manager, the front office, mostly the manager, makes his judgments based on the day, based on the pitcher, who he's going to put in there. And, that's that was the decision that was made. And we can all question it. And we can all now, based on probably a fallacy, say, I told you so. And I say fallacy because who knows what he would have done that night. Hey, Ryan O'Hearn has, I think, handled this exceptionally well. And I think that, the Padres have a lot of good players and somebody has to sit. And that was I think we talked about this. One of the first things that crossed our minds when they got Ryan O'Hearn, left-handed hitter, was, that's cool. That's you're trying to shore up all your weaknesses, right? But where are you playing everybody?
Right.
And you know what? Yes, as long as he's hitting, he'll be in there.
And Mike Schilt is, I'm not going to say stubborn in his ways, but he just wants to have a pretty set lineup every single night. And it took until September last year before he moved Jackson Merrill up from the 7 spot all the way up to, I think, the 3 hole. Do you envision maybe something like that happening later in September with guys like maybe Luis Arraez, like being taken from the 2 spot and maybe moved down in the order? Or do you feel like this lineup, it's going to be mostly the same, especially when everybody is back healthy?
I do think there is some merit to what you're saying, if we want to use the word stubborn or whatever. I also think, I'm not sure Jackson would have been in those positions to hit all those important home runs if he hadn't been where he was in the lineup. I also, and maybe this year shows you a little bit, maybe, I don't know, but I also think it was really smart to keep Jackson Merrill down in the lineup last year for a while, maybe a week too long. I don't know, but it's like, I don't know. They won 93 games and the guy hit pretty well. And now this year, when he started out as your number 4 hitter and all that, it hasn't gone as well. I'm not saying that's why. I'm just saying, hey, yes, you got to remember
Mike has actually done a pretty good job lowering like people like Xander Bogaerts down in the lineup. Like, so I'm not saying he's afraid to or that he's averse to moving a veteran down. That's a huge deal to move Luis Ariz down in the order. A huge deal. Plus, like, Luis Ariz has 4 doubles in the last 4 games. Luis Ariz has more 3-hit games. Well, there's 2 guys I think tied with him. He has the most 3-hit games in the major leagues this year. Yes, is he batting .290 and that's bad for Luis Ariz? His on-base percentage not very good. But it's like Luis Ariz can also have some pretty good games. So I think we talked about that. Like, you don't care what my opinion is. I don't think that that's the move. But that really wasn't your question. Your question was, will Mike Schilt do it? If he does it, it'll be a while, I think.
I mean, the adage typically in baseball is like it sorts itself out. Like you'd rather have, like you're describing, you'd rather have the 10 or 11 position players for 9 spots as opposed to the alternative, which is 6 or 7, or you'd rather have the 6 starters for 5 spots as opposed to the alternative. But it is kind of interesting the way this is sorting itself out. Kevin Acee is our Padres insider. Here's my question. It's about Michael King. Because I forget when Mike Schilt said it. Was it post game last night or before the game yesterday? He was a little cautious in terms of saying we'll see on King in terms of when he'll be back. Like he didn't want to put the cart in front of the horse. Is your expectation he will be back pitching in Seattle when he's eligible to come off the IL or not?
I don't think so now. I'm about to put it out there that he's going to throw a sim game on Sunday. So that would mean that we're looking at Minnesota. So if everything goes well. So I don't know how long that sim game is going to be, but he did throw, a pretty full bullpen the other day. Maybe it just depends on how the sim game goes. But the thought was they were going to have him do a rehab start until they decided today that he's not. So I don't think that he's turning around for Seattle then. So that gives him a little extra time.
Just to clarify, was the knee an issue of his ramp up, or has that been like an underlying issue for a little while now? Like where did the knee pop up initially?
When he was working back, and then like a lot of these guys do, right? Like Joe did. Remember last year, all the little things that or was it 23? I forget, where he pushed himself a little, 23, I think, pushed himself a little too hard. Like Michael King probably should have said something. He didn't. It ended up affecting him in his start with his mechanics, and he had the knee drained. So evidently, according to multiple people, that really, really made a difference, and that he's feeling much better now. But it happened as he's ramping up, and he felt it. He did, and he downplayed it because he wanted to come back, and he thought he could do it. And, he got out there and he pitched, and no one has said that's the reason he only, went 2 1/3 or whatever it was. But it did affect him in that start. So, hey, so he should have, but the other hand, the thing you got to take with these guys is that attitude that Michael King has is the reason Michael King is Michael King. So you can't be like too mad at him, but he probably should have spoken up.
Kevin Acee with us right now, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. You mentioned Musgrove, and it takes my mind to Joe. I think we've asked you about him probably within the last few weeks. I know you've written about him. Will Joe Musgrove make a push to return at any point in 2025? Like, how close theoretically could he be?
Yeah, he will. I don't know that it's going to happen because everything has to go right and have a pretty full bullpen. And that's the role that he would have. So my understanding is they're not expecting it. No one is going to tell Joe no to not try, and they would love for him to be entirely healthy and to find a spot for him, and that's awesome. But no, I don't think anyone is expecting it.
How concerning do you think it could be in a postseason series that the Padres have no slug?
It's interesting. I'm trying to figure it out right now because it is troubling, right?
Mm.
This is a different kind of game, right? Like, the San Francisco Giants had no slug for the most part during their run of World Series. But that might as well have been 50 years ago in terms of the game now to some extent, right?
Right.
Playoff baseball is different. But, the guy hitting a home run can really change a one-run game.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't hit home runs in the postseason. So of course, I want to say that it's a big deal. On the other hand, like, this team is built, and I know that everyone's going to throw the 24 scoreless innings back at me, but they've done things to shore up their lineup. It happened last year. It was kind of fluky. This team is built to win playoff games. I firmly believe that, but I'm with you, and it is. I have started to look this up and kind of see, how does this all work out? How often does a home run? Like, you know what? We talk about how the Dodgers got through last postseason with the bullpen games and kind of, mediocre starting pitching. They also were hitting the heck out of the ball and scoring like 8 runs a game. So, it would help to have a little more offense. So, and then I'm sure that I gave you my thinking and kind of my concern. I'm not sure I really gave you an answer because I really don't know. I mean, I will say this. Part of the way Mike Schilt manages these games is he, unlike Bob Melvin, who kind of was like, well, wait, I got the big 4. They're eventually going to do something. And they didn't. And they went 0-10 in extra innings and they lost all these close games. Mike Schilt has kind of accepted, right or wrong, he's kind of accepted, this is who my team is. We're not going to hit bombs,
I mean, he talks about the formula, and it looks good when you win.
Yep.
Yeah, like any formula, you know what I mean? It looks good when it works, and it doesn't look as good when you trail 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, 1-0. That's to their credit. They came back from the solo home run in the first inning. JP Sears tonight. Schilt even said something pregame today. Hopefully, we can put a 0 up there in the first, which is something they're just not doing. Which is it's kind of shocking how this is playing out. We saw Sears once. What's he been working on, and what are they expecting from him here tonight, maybe in terms of length, before turning it over to the bullpen?
I don't know exactly what it is, but obviously there have been some changes. You don't come into a new organization where Ruben Nebel is in charge of the pitching, and then go down and work, darn it, the AAA manager, Pete Zamora. Yeah. You don't go down there. Like, there's obviously some different stuff. So I don't know if we're looking for different sequencing or a bigger use of the sweeper or the changeup, I guess, was a big deal, that they thought he could use that more. So we'll be watching that tonight. Look, guy's been very good, I think, against the Giants. And he has, been an effective starting pitcher. I mean, it can't keep going like this. I was not worried at all last night. I remember I was on, I got schooled on gambling by the midday guys yesterday. And they told me that it doesn't happen, where the Padres were prohibitive favorites yesterday, unusual for baseball. And Kai Tang was on the mound yesterday. Like that one run in the first inning was like nothing. Now the Padres offense went about making it a little nervous because they're not doing very well right now. But like one run, Kai Tang on the mound. I thought it should have been 10-1 last night.
All right, here's the mandatory Fernando Tatis Jr. question of the day. Were you in the scrum with Tatis post game last night?
Yes.
Okay. We played on the show earlier and we watched it. Is he okay? I feel like he's very down. Like, he doesn't look, I don't know, man. I know we're psychoanalyzing him here, but I mean, he does wear his emotions on his sleeve, and it's not hard to tell if he's in a good mood or bad mood, I feel like.
So here's a little bit of, yes, I get it. I do. Believe me. I spent a lot of time talking with people. I've asked a bunch of questions. I mean, I've spent a lot of time thinking about it, a lot of time talking to Tatis. Tatis generally doesn't say no, whereas other players do in terms of, will you talk, right? And so maybe he's not really in the mood, but because his dad was who he was and the old school way of thinking is, this is my responsibility to talk, then Fernando does talk. And then sometimes, and I say that to his credit, and so sometimes maybe he just wasn't really in the mood to talk. And Manny would have said no, or, any number of other players would have. And he was talked. Now, his answers last night were almost nonsensical because he wasn't really answering the questions that were asked of him. He wasn't giving any sort of analysis, which is what he's sort of come to. That's why whenever he does give me some analysis, then I'm going to write about it because, whatever, at least he's giving us some insight into what he's thinking. I think last night, wasn't it just like basically, I got to do better? I mean, he's not Yeah. What more? My gosh, it's just crazy. What more is he going to say? And it is so odd, and no one seems to have an answer for it. And I do caution people against psychoanalyzing, other than if we have a degree. But in this case, it's kind of like, yeah, that has to have something to do with it that he's so down. It just does. It's a different dude that we're seeing. It's a different guy.
Because I just feel like everybody around him in that organization and they all feel like Fernando's having a great year, except for Fernando Tatis Jr.
Now, some of that is to remind Fernando, right? To send a message to Fernando, right? Like,
yeah, I know, I get it.
You're great, man.
I get it, but I'm just saying.
When the All-Star himself books a trip to Cancun during the All-Star break,
like, he doesn't believe it.
He's not believing in himself. That's the thing. It's like you can tell. It's the adage, like, you can tell me, hey, Kevin, you want me to stop smoking, but I gotta want to stop smoking. Like, you just tell it truthfully. I would say the organization, just tell it truthfully. Tatis has not been the player he was.
There has been some internal talk that maybe we've gone a little overboard on the positivity. That I can tell you that but that is not who the manager is.
Yeah,
right.
That is not. You got to take that with a grain of salt. So you'll see that there's often times that I won't even quote Mike. And look, I got a lot of respect for Mike, but his ability to assess his players truthfully for the masses is not one of the things that he's going to do. But there's also some truth in. And I believe this wholeheartedly, and it's just hard to explain. Look, he's not the player that you're paying the money you're paying. He's not. He's not the guy he should be. You know what? He's your leadoff hitter with a 420 on base percentage in the last 2 months. Like, that's better than what he was for the month and a half, 2 months before that. And so there is some truth in that. And I'm wondering, I just started this, me, Kevin Acey, just saying, as I think about this every single day, have we reached a point where they're just going to try to get through this season and figure it out next season? Because, not that they're not still working with him, not that they're not hoping he doesn't hit 10 bombs between now and the World Series parade, but I'm just saying, like, what is going to change this year? What is going to change this year?
It's a great point. It's like at some point you just got to say, go out there and hit. We're not going to go analyze every single swing of yours. Just go out there.
Right.
And if you produce, you produce. And if you don't, there's another year regardless of whether you produce or not. Kevin, always appreciate it. Let's psychoanalyze Tatis on Friday.
And a few other people, everything. Yes, it'll be great. Talk to you guys.
Thanks, Kevin. Kevin Acey, our Padres Insider, brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We react on the other side, John and Jim. All right, John and Jim. We went long there with Kevin AC. We're here until 6. We didn't give away the tickets. We'll give away Nelly and Ja Rule tickets in the next 15 or 20 minutes. We meant to do that. We never did that. We'll do that in the next 15 or 20 minutes. We have Jim's back page ahead. Kevin AC, to paraphrase, said the same thing we've been saying. He literally said he's not the same guy.
Yeah.
Talking about Tatis. Now, he's still been a guy. Even last night, all this talk about what he said post-game, Tatis, on base safely 3 times.
I know.
3 times. That's not nothing. That's a successful night, but clearly he's thinking about much more. He's not just thinking about, let me walk twice.
Yeah.
Let me have an infield hit. Like, it's got to be more than that. And again, it's gotten to the point where it's been so, you use the right term, like psychoanalyzed. It's been discussed so much. It's almost like, just go hit. Just go in the cage and get your cuts in, then just go hit. And however the season ends, the season ends. You can't keep going at this and changing everything every single day.
But it's true when you have everybody around him, fans, I'm not saying all fans, but fans and coaches and your manager, right? And maybe some people else in the media, right? Oh, what are you talking about? Tatis is having a really good season. You don't know baseball. Tatis is having a really good year. Look at his on-base percentage.
Right.
And then you go talk to the guy and he tells you, yeah, I'm sucking. He didn't say that, but his body language, his tone, everything about his reaction to his play this year. He did say it last night. He says, I need to be better.
Yeah.
So the player himself is actually telling you needs to play better. He's not having a good year. He booked a trip during the All-Star game. He then got voted as an All-Star. Like, he even thinks he's not having a good season. Yet everyone around him's telling him he's having a good season. The player tells you, like, hey guys, I'm not good enough.
Yeah, it's like sometimes, and I wonder if Tatis is like this or not. Like, I wonder if he wants the people in his corner saying what they've been saying, or I wonder if he wants the tough love. Because sometimes, like, you can't lie about it. I use the analogy of, like, I go to the gym next to Kristen and she runs 4 miles.
And you run a half.
And I run 2. And she's like, great job, honey. I'm like, what are you talking about? I like it was terrible. Sometimes you just want the truth. Like, and I wonder if he needs more of that. I don't know if he needs more of that. He gets down on himself quick. Obviously.
He does. He is telling you he is not having a good year. We don't need to tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you that. John doesn't need to tell you that. Mike Schilt, even though he'll never tell you that, doesn't need to tell anybody. It's the player that's letting everybody know what he has done this year is not to his standard. So that's why we talk about Tatis so much in the year that he has put together, because even the player, when the player is saying he's not having a good year, it is 100% fair for us to also say he's not having a good season.
And I also think, like, if you're Fernando Tatis Jr. right now, to Kevin's point of, like, should we just get to 2026 and figure it out? Are you really, if you're Tatis, would you really read the Eno Saris article and do a deep dive on why you're not hitting for power? Or would that tie you up in knots? Like, when he came up in 2019, I don't think he was worried about letting the ball travel. And, like, I think he was just playing to his ability. And I think now it's just been tinkering and tinkering and tinkering, and it's not working. I think we're at the point where you just got to go out there and play. And whatever happens the last 36 games of the year happens, and then figure it out in 2026. More on this on the other side, plus Jim's back page coming up at 5:45. We'll give away those Nelly and Ja Rule tickets as well. We'll give those away coming up in the next 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. John and Jim, we're getting you ready for Padres and Giants on San Diego Sports 760.
This update's brought to you by Rapid Radio's Padres Giants, game 3 of their 4-game series. Tonight at Petco Park, 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears on the mound for the Padres. And once again, Jackson Merrill is out of the starting lineup tonight. Rapid Radio is our instant push to talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off. And for UPS shipping, add code radio and get extra 5% off.
All right, we'll give away these Nelly and Ja Rule tickets in the next 10 minutes. We have Jim's back page coming up. Getting you ready for Padres and Giants. He made the point Kevin did that you made, which is, well, while most players may go on the IL when dealing with an injury, if you don't have a better option,
what's the point?
Right. If you don't have a better option, maybe you just keep them active.
And whoever they would bring up to replace Jackson Merrill would likely not see the field
because of the depth of position players as it is.
Unless you brought up a pitcher. But I mean,
I don't even know where they are in the whole pitcher position player.
Sean Reynolds.
But isn't there something right now in baseball with the 26-man roster that limits the number of pitchers you can have on your roster?
That's probably the case.
Whatever that number is, they're at probably is my guess. So they can't substitute position for pitcher.
You send down a pitcher, you probably have to bring up a pitcher.
I don't know exactly. Someone probably does, but it's not like you can just, hey, it's the last weekend of the season.
We have 9 position players and we have
20 pitchers.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the other way, we've used our last 4 starters. Now we're going to bring up 4 position players because we don't need these starters the last day of the season. So there's rules in place on that. But I get what he is selling and what you're selling, which is like, if you don't have a better option, and if he's day to day, then just let him be day to day. Because if he can come back this weekend against the Dodgers, amazing. Even if he can't, maybe he comes back next week. And what are you really losing out on when you're deep anyway?
Yeah, play with the man down or put Jackson on the IL to bring Tyler Wade up. You're probably better off just playing a man down.
Yeah, like I don't know how that's received in a AAA clubhouse. You know, when a player is dealing with an injury and there's no one recalled to the major leagues. But
what does that tell you about all those guys? Like, we actually don't need you.
You have a guy with like a 1,500 OPS in the minor leagues. I know it's not the same position.
Barry Bonds.
You have a guy in Luis Campusano that every night it's almost becoming comical. He's done it again. Not 1, but 2 home runs.
I want to see
every single night. He is doing something ridiculous, right?
Every tweet from El Paso is, you won't guess what just happened.
He's homered again. It's his second 2-homer night in the last 2 days, right? That's basically what's been playing out.
All right, so I want to look at his splits.
What's he done recently?
Recently? I don't know what he's done recently, but here's what he's done overall this year at El Paso in just 81 games.
Okay.
This is becoming my favorite bit. 327.
Jeez.
With a 439 on base, a 616 slug. That's a 1,055 OPS, John. He has 21 homers and 74 RBIs on the year with 21 doubles and a triple in 81 games.
Okay, so if you double that, because 162 is a major league year. Now, he's been a little different in the major leagues. He's 0 for 21. He hasn't necessarily lived up to that.
No.
If you double everything, tell me how many RBIs?
He would have 148 RBIs on the year.
And 42 home runs.
42 home runs, 42 doubles.
Dude, that's like a Bonds like season. A 1055 OPS with a 327 batting average and a 440 on base.
That's better than Barry Bonds. Bonds never had that many RBIs in a season.
Well, that's because he walked so much.
That is true. That is true.
But the point is the point, which is like, that is gaudy. I mean, you don't hear of that. You don't hear of that anywhere.
Like Bonds, the most RBIs he had in the season was at age 36 when he hit the 73 home runs.
How many?
137 RBIs. But he also was walked 177 times.
Here's the laughable part about the Campy conversation. We're going to get to September 1st and rosters can expand, and they're going to call up Will Wagner.
I know.
Right?
Or Tyler Wade, because
yes,
Mike Schultz loves Tyler Wade.
They're going to say they value they value winning. And what they're going to sell you on, and again, it's right in the formula. Schultz telling it to you, plain as day. We have a formula to win, right? With the starting pitching and the tack on a run here or there, play good defense. What they're telling you is they're not going to get fooled by the gaudy numbers. Like, they don't think Luis Campusano is coming up and hitting 20 home runs for them. They'd prefer positional flexibility and good defense. Right? I mean, it plays into the mold of what they've created at the Major League roster. I'm telling you right now, Luis Campusano can hit home runs in each of his next 9 games, and it can be September 1st. And there's a very good chance you're going to see Will Wagner or Tyler Wade.
It's like if you had a line, like lined up all the players, and you had Mike Schultz and AJ Preller go down there,
like pick teams,
and then Campy would be like, pick me, and they'd be looking around, and Campy's the only one. He's like, pick me, and they're looking around. They're like, we'll take Tyler Wade.
Like Luis Campusano, he has his stats on the front of his jersey, like 40 homers, 150
Pick
RBIs.
me!
And then here's some rando that can bunt.
Hey, to Tyler Wade's credit, he actually hit a home run last night. I didn't think that was possible for him.
That's the problem with AAA.
But they were playing in Sacramento, and that's a quote-unquote major league ballpark.
True, although it has been a little bit of a bandbox.
A little bit.
It's been a bandbox.
A ton of home runs.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's just an interesting point. I mean, here's the deal. In 10 days, is it the 20? In 11 days, rosters do expand. And they could call up a Sean Reynolds type.
Yeah.
They could call up Luis Campusano. They can call up Tyler Wade. I mean, they can only call up 2 players. They don't go to 40 anymore. They go to 28.
Yeah.
But they can call up 2 players. Someone's coming up. I mean, I would.
Campy doesn't get a call up here and get at least one at bat in September when like they have stuff clinched and they're playing for nothing at the end of the year. Hopefully, knock on wood. Like,
Do you think he gets called up?
I'm like, dude, just trade me, bro.
Do you think? Well, they can't.
At the end of the year.
Yeah. Do you think he gets called up?
When rosters expand, maybe.
I'm a maybe on that too.
I don't know if I could say that he will, because his organization just hates him.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, it's a maybe. The only reason I would lean maybe is because he can play catcher in a pinch. So it at least gives you a third catcher if necessary.
But there is no chance he's sniffing a postseason roster at all.
No. Not here. Not with this organization, like ever again.
No.
Would be my guess.
Correct. But I do remember, I got to go back and watch the video because it's funny when Mike Schultz was asked a simple question of how was your offseason? And he went on for 7 minutes and he named off every single player on the roster.
Did he mention Campy?
And he mentioned Luis Campusano, and he's like, oh, great offseason for Campy. I can't wait to see what he does. Great offseason. I don't know exactly what he said, but he praised every single player. It's still one of my favorite all-time Mike Schultz moments. I
would love
him going on for 7 minutes off a simple question of how was your offseason, Mike?
I would love to hear it again. Like the next Padres off day, I want to play it. I'm serious.
I know.
The next Padres off day, I want to go back to right before spring training and hear what Mike Schultz had to say about the entire team.
Oh man, I'm so happy that he's a good manager.
I need to hear it. By the way, we've reached the point where Campusano could do, it doesn't even matter. He could hit 4 home runs tonight. He could hit 4 home runs tomorrow. And guess where he is the next day? In AAA. That's the crazy thing about it.
He's not going anywhere.
He's going nowhere.
When do his AAA seasons end?
September 15th, roughly. So
isn't El Paso like really good now?
In the second half, they could make the playoffs.
Yeah, we had Tim Haggerty on yesterday. Like, dude, they're the greatest team ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bombs left and right.
Call right now if you want a free 4-pack of tickets to see Nelly. Free 4-pack of tickets to see Nelly with Ja Rule. This is August 27th, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. By the way, STFC Midweek Live is coming up at 6 p.m., correct? Correct. Have you been saying that in your updates? That's unbelievable. All right, call right now, 877-767-4760.
You didn't read the liner either.
Yeah, but I just said it out of my mouth. 877-767-4760. Adrian Garcia Marquez, Darren Smith coming up in about 20 minutes. Call right now if you want the free 4-pack of tickets to see Nelly with Ja Rule, August 27th, a week from tonight, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets and info, Ticketmaster.com. I think I'm looking forward to coming up at 6. I think Darren's in studio. So STFC Midweek Live coming up in about 20 minutes. We'll get to Jim's back page on the other side here until 6 p.m. Then that's STFC Midweek Live. Stay with us, John and Jim. All right, as you heard, 6 p.m. STFC Midweek Live. Adrian Garcia Marquez, Darren Smith. You're going to hear from Mikey Vars, the head coach, and others. You're going to find out the latest on STFC coming up at 6 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Padres Giants, less than an hour away.
Now,
Game 3 of their 4-game series. And then tomorrow, the afternoon game, by the way.
Yep. So we'll be reacting to that tomorrow on the show.
What do you got?
We listened to Mike Schilt. Did he mention that Jackson Merrill had like some bone bruising?
He may have. You were playing some like video on your phone at the time.
I was? No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were like 2 minutes in.
I don't think I was. I think I was doing that during the commercial break.
No, you were listening to something.
Anyway.
Bad on our part. Reacting to that. Because what? Dennis is reporting that's what it is?
Yeah, he said that Mike Schultz said imaging on Merrill's left ankle continues to be negative, but there is some bone bruising, which can take a while to heal.
I didn't hear that. Brent, do you have this? Do you have that? The answer on Merrill?
I thought I heard him say that. Give me a second.
Again, when Mike Schultz speaks, sometimes I goes in one ear, out the other, because I know what he's going to say.
Except for
this instance, yeah. Because I'm like, wait, you disclosed an injury,
right?
You said he had bone bruising.
Let's hear. We're gonna hear in a second because we played it earlier.
You can just play it, Brent.
Well, he's queuing it up.
Oh, okay.
We don't need the whole. This is like 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I
was
thought
gonna queue it up to the answer.
Thought he had it, but
no, he's trying.
Anyway, it says that the Padres haven't put Merrill on the injured list, but his status for this weekend against the Dodgers appears questionable, according to Dennis.
Okay. Well, again, if they have them, they have them. If they don't, they don't. It goes back to our initial point. What other options do they have?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, bone bruise. I don't know what that means. In terms of severity,
I'm not sure what it means either.
Or timeline.
Bone bruise doesn't sound great though.
No, it really doesn't. All right. So, you hearing it, Brent? Do you want to play it? Just play from there.
Yeah, it's fine. Or not. Okay.
I'm listening.
I know we can't. Our listeners can't hear.
Put it on the air.
Right. Put it on the air.
Yeah.
Jackson's doing overall. Jackson's good in the sense of the imaging continues to be negative, and we feel comfortable and confident, even more so today, that there's nothing structural or long-term really in play here. But there is some bone bruising, which can take a while to heal, and there's some discomfort that's still taking place that we're going to continue to work through. And his improvement's been incremental, but it's been small increments. And so, hopefully can take, a step or two, pun intended maybe, or no pun, but, to the next step. But if not, we got to evaluate now that we're getting into day, 4, close to day 4 after today, that whether he needs to take the 10 days or we can expect him to get back into the competition this weekend.
Okay, so he said it.
No pun intended there. Take the next step or two. No pun intended.
Yeah. But he literally said it, and we're like,
yes,
and we're like, man, that's breaking news.
Breaking news. He's got a bone bruise.
We're such idiot. That's why it is so important. This is one of the best skills in the world. Not to knock you.
To me,
one of the best skills. Now,
you didn't hear it either.
I didn't hear it either because you were playing like a Britney Spears
I wasn't
song.
playing anything.
I'm trying to go back on the YouTube. I'm positive you were watching something. I am positive, and I will find it.
I thought I was listening to when he talked about Jackson Merrill. Everything else he said doesn't matter. The only thing that mattered was about Jackson Merrill.
And listen, I'll take the blame for it too, but it is a great skill to be able to listen because you catch things like that.
It's a great skill to force yourself to listen to everything Mike Schultz
says.
True.
I agree with that. We hear him so much.
It's hard.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you want to get to your back page?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Olive Garden, John, is bringing back one of their fan favorites, the all-you-can-eat pasta on August 25th. Okay. Olive Garden fans, get ready. The iconic never-ending pasta bowl is officially returning August 25th. And this year's deal promises unbeatable value and new flavors. For just $13.99 per person, guests can enjoy unlimited pasta, plus their choice of super salad and Olive Garden's famous breadsticks. The offer runs through November 16th.
Yeah, you know my favorite part of that? The smaller bowls that they keep bringing you out.
Oh, because it gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah, your first portion will be a normal plate of spaghetti or whatever you get, but then the next one's going to be like a half a portion, and then it's going to get smaller, and then eventually they'll just bring you like a coffee cup of spaghetti in it.
So customers can mix and match from classic pasta options like fettuccine, spaghetti, angel hair pasta, and rigatoni, pairing them with sauces including Alfredo meat sauce, creamy mushroom, and the new spicy 3-meat sauce for additional $4.99. Diners can add unlimited toppings such as meatballs, Italian sausage, or crispy chicken to elevate their meal.
Did you say the price? I wasn't listening.
This whole time, you're dogging me for not listening.
I know, but at least I admit. What's the price?
$13.99.
That's not bad.
No, that's amazing.
I was thinking maybe you were going to tell me $17.99, $19.99.
Well, if you add on stuff here, like if you add the 3-meat sauce, that's $4.99.
Gotcha. Do they give you forks? That's $4.
Yes, they give you.
No, you have to eat with your hands.
Yeah. Eat their hands.
Do they give you breadsticks?
Yes.
Dude,
man, you weren't listening at all to that.
No. I wasn't. What else you got?
After you just were.
That sounds good though from Wendy's. I'm looking forward to those nuggets.
Yeah, those are great. That's a great deal from McDonald's. So today, WWE and ESPN.
Yeah, what's this? What's the deal?
They announced the very first PLE, which is a premium live event. It's like a pay-per-view on the new ESPN platform. And they added a brand new PLE to their lineups of PLEs this year. WrestlePalooza on September 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern in Indianapolis.
WrestlePalooza.
It's a knockoff from ECW, or at least they took it from ECW.
Yeah,
John has no idea what that is.
No.
And it's kind of funny because the night that they are debuting this new PLE, WrestlePalooza, is on this same exact night as their competitor's biggest show of the year. So they're just saying, you know what? Screw you. We're going to put on a brand new event on the same night of your biggest event. And oh, by the way, we're calling it an ECW name when we know the owner of the competitor company loves ECW. So it's a whole troll job. AEW. Remember we had Mark Henry in studio?
Yeah.
Big guy. He was a part of AEW.
So what's AEW's main event? Or biggest event?
All Out or All In, I think it's called.
I mean, is anyone watching this? Is this a big deal?
No, not the people are watching it for sure.
They filled Wembley Stadium 2 years ago.
But it's nowhere near what WWE gets.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that's.
Can you watch it on ESPN, or you need to have the ESPN, the new product or whatever?
Well, if you have YouTube TV and you have ESPN, and you're not just, I guess, paying for Netflix and Peacock and whatever. If you have cable, you get it, so you don't have to pay anything additional. Initially, people freaked out because it's like, oh my gosh, I have to pay an extra $29.99.
Right.
You only pay an extra $29.99 if you already don't have the ESPN platform.
Right.
So this is not like you have to buy ESPN Plus or you have to buy a special ESPN app. You have it.
Okay.
So you're actually saving money here.
Interesting.
They're going away from Peacock.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I won't be watching. But you will be. Which is
I will. And finally, staying on the wrestling here. WWE announced the John Cena farewell match. Looks like it's going to be in December on NBC. On NBC. Saturday night main event. Say that 3 times fast, you idiot.
Wrestling, it's too much. I'm too confused. There's so many events, so many networks.
You're
so
too
many
confused
names.
because
I've never watched one
it.
time. But a PLE.
His retirement match will take place on Saturday, December 13th, Saturday night main event.
What do you think happens in a retirement match?
He retires.
Does he win?
My guess is yes. With John Cena, they're going to make him win.
I'm surprised John hasn't brought up the 1, 2, 3 kid yet.
Is he going to be in it?
He's facing John Cena.
I'll watch
John Cena versus the 1, 2, 3 kid.
I'll watch that. All right. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. for Brennan, Jim. I'm John. Keep it here, San Diego Sports 760 STFC Midweek Live next.
Okay, bye.